Join the league. Join the league.
Albums of power.
Debates. Open your mind.
So, a community is where you control your beliefs, control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a hood. Well, what about the big groups that get out? Oh, well, my cousin, he's a multi-millionaire, almost got $1 billion. 3 PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he hit his sirens and looked to the mirror and hit his top car, flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. Heart beats fast. But he knows the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, Mom. That Negro thing you can't get away from. They wasn't coming after you. With all your billions and your Rolls Royce and your PhD, didn't help. That's the hood. Why do you think you never pick up the paper 3 weeks over and over see white families come? You think there's thousands of black cops in America. Why don't you see white families crying as black cops? I love one point. I said the back of the head. Why do you think black cops are make them more spiritual? Make them no. We got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. I will stop in our neighborhood when we decide we will not tolerate. Now, if we were organized, which is hard to organize, or if this was run crazy, you don't know you crazy. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, look, we saying, if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, that any time a cop or anybody carry a gun, have to have a license just like you drive a car. Then if you use it wrongly, you lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop or store boy or a private detective. Now, how do you get Congress to protect you? Well, you take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young, and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, we call it for a nationwide boycott of Christmas and start on Thanksgiving. Let me tell you something. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People did business all year. Those money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happened now? Thanksgiving, Georgia, season over, West House. They will get the deal, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, the senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power with the system that wiped us out so bad. The officers code for the
And peace, folks. Welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought series right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black asses is here. Boy, I got a good one for y'all tonight, boy. We are throwing down with our second female debate. You see how y'all asked me this shit and I try to deliver. So we got another one. I think it's going to be a good one. So just hold your horses. I got some good shit coming up for y'all in a few minutes. But before we get started, y'all know I always start the show off with thanking the good folks out there, my subscribers, my supporters, my donors. I appreciate everything you do for this channel. Hey, what's good, Young Jay? I see you up there, man. What's good, Lady FedEx? I see you up there too. Yeah, I appreciate all of y'all, man, because you don't have to show up to these damn streams every week. You don't have to watch these videos. You don't have to subscribe to this goddamn channel, but you choose to do so, man. You choose to do so. You don't have to show up to these damn things. You don't have to watch this stuff, man, and you definitely don't have to drop your hard-earned nickels, pennies, dimes, quarters, and 50-cent pieces on this platform, but you choose to do so. And I want you to know that it is appreciated. I don't say it to kiss y'all butts. You've been following me long enough. You know I don't kiss no butts, but I appreciate all you good folks, man, for everything you do. This channel rocks out because of you good folks, man, and I just want y'all to know, man, that I'm humble. I'm honored. I'm appreciative, man, and I thank all of you good folks out there. All right? All right. So, let's get at it. Tonight, we will be debating, or should I say the ladies will be debating, whether or not feminism has benefited Black society. Yeah, that's right. You heard it. That's what the ladies will be debating tonight. Tonight we got the real Dana versus Robbie Privileged in the house. I see both of my debaters are here. I don't know where my timekeeper is. Timekeeper always late. All the time. All the goddamn time. And she knew what was going down. I told her that we was throwing down tonight. Timekeeper, if you are in the chat room, check your email, please. Might have to send it again, y'all. What's good, brother BMT? I see you, brother. I might have to hit the timekeeper up, man, because here we go again with this shit. My debaters are here, but my timekeeper is not. Brother MOT, what's good with it, man? I see you up there. Oh, shit, Loadcast in the house. What's good, brother Loadcast? I see you up there, brother. Hold on a minute, man. Let me see what's good with the timekeeper, y'all. Y'all know we be having these issues with the timekeeper sometime, man. It's like the craziest of things. But we're going to get at it just as soon as I can. See if I can get hold of my timekeeper, y'all. Aha! Yeah, right. True, Julie. On that colored folks. On that colored folks time. This is crazy. Let me see what's going on here. Might have to hit them up again, y'all. Might have to hit them up again. Let me see what's happening. Yeah, because my debater's was here before the even music went on. I don't know what the hell's going on with the timekeeper, y'all. Y'all know we always have these issues. with the timekeeper for some reason. Let's see what's going on here. Where you at? Where you at? I hate this kind of crap. All right, let me see. Go with this shit. Here we go with this crap. If are any ladies in the audience who want to be a backup timekeeper, let me know, because I don't know what's going on with my timekeeper right now. I'm actually hitting them up as I talk to y'all. I don't know what the hell happened. They knew we was throwing down tonight. They knew we was throwing down tonight, and now they are missing in action. Hit them up one more time. See what we got going on here. Because I don't want to have to do the time myself. You want to be the timekeeper, BMT? Fuck it. I'm not gonna hold the ladies down here, man, while I try to find out what the hell is going on. I'll send you the link, man. You can be the timekeeper tonight. I was hoping to get a female timekeeper for this debate, but doesn't seem like it's going to take place, y'all. So my man BMT, he gonna step in and he gonna do it. So that's what we doing. Going to have to do it like that. It's crazy. It should always be happening, man. Some bullshit. All right, brother BMT, I sent you the link, brother. All right. Before we get started, y'all know what we got to do first and foremost. Got to lay down some ground rules up in here because, you know, Negroes need rules. So this is what's going on. Y'all know how we do it here. I don't tolerate no disrespect in my house. All right. Fans of Lady Dana will not be disrespecting Lady Raw B. Likewise, fans of Lady Raw B will not be disrespecting Lady Dana. Y'all know how we do it here. My chat room, there is a Streamlabs bot in the chat room. What's good, brother Cool Jen? I see you up there, brother. There's a Streamlabs bot in the chat room. So be careful what you write, because if you write something crazy, it'll throw you the hell out. Y'all know I don't tolerate the disrespect. You won't be disrespecting the people in my house. You won't be disrespecting the timekeeper either. All right? Because you might get one goddamn word out before. Got it? So just watch the goddamn debate. Enjoy the debate. All right? All right. Now, let me bring in my folks.
Hey, how you doing tonight? Hello, everybody.
Peace, Lady Robbie. What's good?
Nothing much.
And Lady Dana.
Hi.
Hey, Dina.
What's good with it, ladies?
How
We
are you?
just waiting for BMT to come through to do the timekeeping. We ready to rock and roll. So while we waiting for him, let me explain the rules to those of you who don't know them. When we start off with 7-minute opening statements. Each debater will get 7 minutes on the clock to lay down their premise of their argument. Then after that, go on rebuttal round, where each debater has 5 minutes to rebut. We do that for a little while, maybe take a little break. Then we come back and we do something called rapid fire. Rapid fire, there's no timekeeper, there's no time. The debaters get to go one on one. Okay? We do that for a little while. Then after that, we go into closing arguments. And if the two debaters agree, we do a poll at the end to see who won the debate. And also, if you ladies have time at the end, we take questions from the chat room. All right?
Can you repeat that again?
All right.
The rounds?
Yes. We start off first with opening statements. Each debater gets 7 minutes to lay down their premise, to lay down their argument. Then after that, we go into something called the rebuttal round. And each debater gets 5 minutes to rebut a piece, right? We do that for maybe about an hour. And then we go into something called rapid fire, where the clock is off. There's no timekeeper. Y'all actually can engage one-on-one. After that round, we go to closing states, and the two debaters agree. We go to the audience for a poll and let them vote on who won. All right?
Okay, sounds good.
Y'all get that?
Yeah.
All right. All right. BMT, where the hell you at, man?
How many rebuttal rounds? Because everything should be over in like an hour, right? Or is it longer?
Pretty much, unless it get good. Unless it get good. If it get good, who knows? It all depends. It all depends. Because the rebuttal round is like a back and forth. All right. You go, then Lady Robbie goes, and you go, then Lady Robbie goes. It's pretty much a back and forth. All right. It's a back and forth for a little while. And then after that, we do the rapid fire. No clock, no time, no nothing. Y'all get to engage. Then we close out with closing statement and then take a poll. All right. Now, let me get this straight before we even get started. Who's the pro? Who's the against?
I'm pro.
You're the against, Lady Dana?
Yeah.
You're the pro, Lady Raw, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So being that you are the negative, Lady Dana, you will be going first. The negative goes first. The affirmative goes second. All right.
Really?
And we don't have BMT. BMT, what are you doing, man? No, there he is. My brother, BMT.
Hello.
What's good with it, man?
Nothing too much. I wanted to be here. I've been drinking and celebrating the second female.
Oh, boy. Are you going to be able to operate the damn clock, man?
Now,
you're going to be able to operate the
I can
clock?
see the clock. I can see the damn clock.
Can you follow
Dana?
the time?
Dana.
Because I'm tired. I ain't having a nap. And
Dana, my beautiful queen.
you a little saucy, but that's all right.
Now listen. I actually have, y'all gonna love me. I actually have Mr. Research coming in 15 minutes behind me because the boss man said he needs a timekeeper, and Lord knows he provided. So he has me for right now. Y'all up. All right. So let us begin, Your Majesty.
Mr. X, I don't know how this going to go.
Let's begin. Let us begin.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure it go all right. Trust me, this is like my 40th date. So
Okay.
we do this every week, so it's no big thing. You are the negative. You're the negative, Lady Dana. So you will be up first. Timekeeper, let me get 7 minutes on the clock, please.
Yes, sir. Okay, and can y'all see the clock?
No.
Here you go. Ready? It's ready, X.
All right, let me put it up. Started it already?
I haven't started it yet. I'm waiting for whenever you say begin.
All right.
All right. So
Let's go, Lady Dana. You up? Opening
all right,
statement.
so first I want to introduce myself. My name is Dana. My YouTube channel is The Real Dana. And I usually talk about politics and current events on my channel and other stuff. But also in real life, I am a college graduate. What I do for a living, I'm a licensed massage therapist, but also have a bachelor's degree in social science and minor in social justice. So just to give like a little quick background. So tonight the topic is has feminism benefited the Black society? So when you say feminism, I'm just automatically, to me, feminism is referring to the feminist movement. And I say, no, it does not and has not benefited the Black society. A few things that I am going to be referencing. Fannie Lou Hamer, who is my hero, to me, I will be kind of piggybacking and referencing her along with Betty Friedan. The book, They Were Her Property, Income Disparities, the Black Family Destruction, Learning to Communicate with Each Other, meaning us Black people, Welfare versus Subsidies. And I also want to touch on the fact how the feminist movement is really a part of functions as white supremacy. So for me, the feminist movement never benefited Black women because it destroyed the Black family. I cannot and should not have more rights than my male counterpart. Black people as a whole had no rights. The thing the US system responds to is power, economic power and political power. And we need Black power, not feminist power, but Black power. Black women were basically asked to choose between the Black movement and the women's movement, which means fighting and giving your power to one over the other. So why would I give my power to a movement controlled and created by white women, which will and did marginalize Black women and separated them physically and ideally from their Black man, who we need to create a family with and build a community? So I'm kind of want to align this up, focusing more on how the feminist movement failed Black women, how the feminist movement is part of white supremacy, is racist, which is why it never benefited the Black women, which is actually to counter, actually helps destroys the Black community. Now, I also want to just highlight the fact that when you're talking about the women's movement, they like to say that was something of a revolution movement. But to be the part of a revolution is to mobilize and to organize. And mobilization is something that is temporary, and organization is something that is permanent. So the struggle is the process, eternal process, where the power comes only to the organized masses. And the women's movement was not just mobilizing because they did a lot of protesting and civil disobedience, but they were also organized, which made them a powerful force, which is why white women to this day benefit more from affirmative action than Black people as a whole, not just the Black women, but Black people as a whole. So I will be arguing a negative, and I will be stating my case that the feminist movement never benefited Black women. It destroys Black families in the Black community. That's it.
So, Lady Dana, are you ceding your time?
Yes.
Are you ceding your
I'm
time?
done with the intro. Yes.
She's gonna give all that time to Robbie.
Lady Raw B, you can take that time if you want to.
So
That's
we
up
give
to you.
time. I don't. How does that work?
Oh,
Yeah. If you cede your time, if you cede your time, it can go to the next debater. But you don't have to cede it. But if you do, I will
Why
give it to
wouldn't
the
I
next
hold my
debater.
own time for myself for later if I need it?
No, that's not how we do it.
No, you can't use it for later on.
If you don't want to use your time, you can say you don't want to have it, and we'll restart.
No, I don't. I mean,
But
I'm
if you
finished with
cede
it. So if she
I'll give
needs
her the
it, if
option
she
to
wants
have
it,
it.
she can have it. But I didn't know I never heard that in the debate, giving your time away or not giving it away. It's just you don't use it. But if she needs it, she can have it.
Yeah. If you cede your time, we will give the next debater an option to take it or not. She doesn't have to take it, and you don't have to cede it. But if you do cede it, you're giving it to me. So now I can do whatever I want with it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So are you ceding it?
Yes.
Are you ceding it? Okay.
Yes.
Lady Raw B, do you want the 2 minutes and 50 seconds?
No, I don't need it. Thank you.
Very gracious of you, my queen.
Okay. Timekeeper, 7 minutes on the clock.
Yes.
Lady Raw B, you up?
Okay, so my name is Robbie, Privileged. I have a college education as well. I also am the CEO and founder of the Butterfly Progressive LLC, in which we reach out to the community to aid children and women. What a wonderful benefit of feminism. Because at one point in American culture, I wouldn't be able to do anything but clean somebody's bedpan. I am going to explain to you how feminism not only benefits the Black society, how it has benefited Black women, and how it benefits everyone in its own unique way. Definitions are for those who are defined. Feminism makes that reality fluid. Feminism has opened the door for so much progress. Of course, we still have wars to win. We are still fighting the battle of racism. I get where people come from when they say that feminism is a function of the white supremacy complex. Yes, it is. But there is a difference between feminism and women's liberation. We're going to get into detail how the women's liberation movement, which is what, was born from feminism for Black women when they realized their true independent power, how that is of such great importance. We're going to talk about a little bit of Toni Morrison's perspective. We're also going to talk about Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie and her perspectives on feminism. I know that feminism is an ugly word usually used to depict women that are lesbian, that hate brides, that hate men. Oh no, but it's so much more. And I'm glad that we are having this debate, because these type of conversations need to be had in order that we understand each other. Just because I love me as a woman doesn't mean I hate you as a man. See, feminism addresses the issue of being Black, being a woman, having to deal with racism and oppression from your peers and those who are against you. So that's my opening. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
So are you ceding your time?
Yes, thank you.
Lady
Man, they just
Robbie.
giving all kind of time away.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like the time
Yeah,
thing. I
that's
think it's like, 'cause I don't know if I may need it or if I may not need it. That's
God damn.
throwing me off
The
right
women
now.
talk less than the men are. The women
Well,
talk less than the
okay,
men.
so if I
God.
need it and she
Y'all
concedes
men need to
it,
learn to
in
shut
that
up and learn
meantime,
from
I will
women.
say it. But I don't know if I'm gonna use the whole 7, so I'm not gonna say I want it because I may not use it. But if she, being that she
all
conceded,
right.
if I need it,
Well,
I'll
the
ask for
7.
it.
Well, the 7 minutes are only for the opening statements. Your next time, the next round we going in now, which is the rebuttal round, you have 5 minutes.
Okay,
All right. So
maybe I will.
you up, Lady Dana, timekeeper. 5 minutes on the clock, please.
Okay, so feminism and race in U.S.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Our
Ready.
timekeeper is moving kind of slow. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Ready.
All right, Lady Dana, you up.
Okay. 1 second. All right. Feminism and racism in the United States of America. Feminists discount the lives of women of color by assuming that the experiences of white women were representatives of all lives of all women. So I want to reference the Combahee River Collective Statement of 1986, along with this bridge called My Back, writings by radical women of color. And it gave voice to women of color and served as a primary text from which white women and women of color would draw in discussions of race and gender. So in the Combahee statement, the collective explained their need to organize and come together as Black women into a movement for Black women. We realized that the only people who care about us to work consistently for our liberation is us. Our politics derive from a healthy love of ourselves, our sisters, and our community, which allows us to continue our struggle and our work. Black-only movements work to raise the self-esteem of Black women and address specific problems confronting all Black people. Angela Davis also describes how, despite the sexist and heterosexist elements of the Black nationalist movement, it gave her a framework within which to understand herself as beautiful and valuable. In addition, Black nationalism also served to counter racist images of African Americans by providing positive images of Africa. I was able to construct a psychological space within which I could feel good about myself. I could celebrate my body, especially my nappy hair, which I always attacked with a hot comb, my suppressed speech patterns, among other things. This distanced me from the white people around me while simultaneously rendering controllable the distance I always had felt from them. So that was a quote by Angela Davis. Also, white women are made visible because they are women that are seeing that white men see. And I have another example. Let me see how am I on time. Real quick.
2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Okay, so I may need some extra time. So I need to pull something up. Okay. Many Black women, especially those excluded from the early suffragist movement, went even further and drew an explicit link between imperialism, racism, and patriarchy. This link was cemented in the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, where a group of Black women who had thought they were there to represent the lives of American women were instead made part of exhibits featuring exotic people, which further fed into the racist stereotypes and fears. Subsequently, these women came to recognize the need to form their own national organization. In 1996, a number of Black women's groups merged the National Association of Colored Women, headed by Josephine Buffle, Mary Church, Harriet Tubman, Ida B. Wells.
1 minute and 25 seconds.
Okay. And in the next round, I will go in details about the income and how Black matriarchy is a myth. So That's it for right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I only have 1 minute. Did you give me the extra time?
You don't. You got 1 minute and 1 minute and 7 seconds.
All right. The inequality of the race.
Yes.
The inequality of the races by Arthur D. Gobinia. He's a French socialist. And his take on it, inequality of the races, that indeed Africans weren't incapable of civilization because they did not have the
Hold on a second.
I'm trying to figure out. Are you
Hold
still
on a second.
going? Are you still
I
going?
said I
Brother
need extra
BMT.
time.
No. There. All you have. You said you're done. You have
Still
a minute.
have a minute and 7 seconds left.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out. Are you still going or not?
Yeah, I said I need extra time.
Okay.
Have a minute.
Go ahead. She must be
Okay.
trying to speed read. Go ahead.
No, because these are examples.
No. Just go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So, inequality of races, that indeed Africans were incapable of civilization because they did not have the drive or the ambition to conquer their neighbors, but rather live side by side in complete independence of each other. It was this conquering drive that Gorbina argued marked European civilization as advanced in contrast to the backwardness of Africans who practice living in harmonious coexistence with their neighbors. So basically they're saying because we want to live and work together and be a community, that made us weak. To whereas a white person who want to conquer and dominate, that made them more dominant. And white women thought that same way, that same ideology. So it is proven that even when Black women wanted to participate in quote unquote the women's movement, we were still seen as less than. I'm done.
Yeah, 3 seconds left.
All right.
You need to do my college papers.
5 minutes on the clock, please. Timekeeper.
Go ahead.
Lady Robbie, you up?
So I find it very interesting that you mentioned the Combahee River Collective because I also was going to mention them. The Combahee River Collective got their name from the raid that happened in June of 1863, led by Harriet Tubman, the first Black feminist. Now, again, people want to infuse race into feminism. Feminism is about equality. Feminism is about stripping away the labels. You're a man, you're a woman, you're straight, you're gay, you shouldn't do this because your physicality limit is this. You should do this because physically you are called to do more. Feminism says no. Let's not look at any of that, but let's look at what makes us human. And whoop, somebody else's noise is going on.
Yeah, can BMT mute?
I'll continue. Now, a quote from Toni Morrison is this: "Womenist is what Black feminists used to call themselves. Very much so. They were not the same thing. And also the relationship with men, historically, Black women have always sheltered their men because they were out there and they were the ones most likely to be killed." See, again, if you want to look at feminism through a narrow scope, then of course you can say, oh no, this is giving power to one, it's taking power away from another. But the reality is feminism has pushed a movement that makes the federal government look at parental roles differently. So all those men out there that want to fight to get their children, they are now given equal footing in the justice system because they're not looked at as, well, you're a man and you're a provider, you can't be a nurturer. They don't look at women as, oh, you're a woman, so you're supposed to be a nurturer. And children are able to be in the homes that best fit them, which again, strengthening the children strengthens our entire civilization. Now, another note from feminism. Feminism started the women's suffrages, which ultimately put women in the workforce. Women in the workforce has had a long-lasting beneficial effect on our economy and our society. Now, as we go back to the Combahee River Collective, the Combahee River Collective also worked very closely with the Black Panthers. And yes, in their statement that they released in July of 2017, commemorating their 40-year anniversary, they did say that racism is still a problem, but we are still fighting and we are still marching forward. They also have a predominant force of influence in the current Black civil rights movement that is happening right now. So to minimize all that we have done, all that we have gained, and say, oh no, because the white person or white people started this movement, it means less to us, takes away from everything that every Black feminist has ever done for the advancements of our people. Let us not forget Rosa Parks. Let us not forget Sojourner Truth. Let us not forget that before it was a label, we were making it a thing to show that we have the same power as the men that we love. And just because we have a vagina doesn't mean that we can't lift a brick, doesn't mean that we can't fight alongside of you for the betterment of us. I'm done. Well, since I still have a few minutes.
You ceding your time.
Oh,
You have a
I
minute
had,
and 19 seconds. Are you ceding that time?
No, actually, I wanted to answer a comment that I saw in the questions real quick, please. I'm sorry. I'm gonna.
No. We do that at the end. Forget the chat room. We do that at the end.
No, then I'm fine.
Go ahead, lay your case.
I'm good. I don't need to keep the time. Thank you.
So, okay, are you ceding it?
Yes.
Are you ceding it?
Yes.
All right. Lady Dana, if you want it, that time is yours.
Okay. Sure.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
All right. BMT, give Lady Dana 6 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock, please. Sir.
Let me know when to go.
Give it a 19 seconds. Give it a 6:19, BMT. Give it 6:19. All right, Lady Dana, you up?
Okay. So feminism functions as white supremacy. White feminists oppress Black women. How so? The racist ideology that claims to speak to all women while ignoring the needs of women of color and supporting our voices. And you could go back to 1619 till today, same thing. For example, let's be current. When we talk about the Me Too movement created by a Black woman, I didn't write her name down. Now it's controlled by a majority of white women. White women benefiting white women with large settlement money. Black women are usually tokens for white women movements, such as the Women's March that we had on Washington a couple years ago. White women have historically and currently used their sexuality to oppress men of color, specifically Black men. I'm going to reference also the book, They Were Her Property. And let me just reference it real quick to where, many slave-owning women continue to view their property as theirs alone, even after they are married. They did not resign themselves to every aspect of their changed legal status. They did not accept the legal subsumption of their identities into their husbands. They did not mourn the loss of their property, and they did not accept the civil death described in the Declaration of Rights and Sentiments. Slave-owning women understood how their positions would change once they were married, and they frequently rejected the legal and economic ramifications of marriage by devising instructions that protected their personal investments in chattel slavery. So white women then and white women now look at Black people as property. And that's why they look not so much down upon marriage, but they look at it from a power structure. If they could gain power from not being married, they prefer not to. If they could gain it for being married, then they will be married. It's all about power. White feminism misses the needs of Black women and other disempowered women, particularly women of color. For instance, if white women and white feminist women are so concerned about equal rights for women, all women, including Black women, then why is it Black women are dying in childbirth at a higher rate than anybody else, especially Black maternal mortality for Black women is 4 times the rate of white women. It fails to fight for the paid maternity leave. Since white women can afford to stay at home with their babies without a paycheck because their husbands make enough money to do so, we lag far behind in most developed nations. The Trump administration, it was interested in making modest gains, guaranteeing 6 weeks of paid leave, but narrowly supported by anyone from the right or the left. So where were the white women and the feminist movement fighting for maternity leave? I mentioned Me Too. When we're talking about Black women's white women regarding Black women children's disposable, Black women's babies died twice the rate of white women, and these rates remain the same when controlling for income and education. So you talk about the infant mortality globally, babies born in other countries like Panama fare better than Black babies born in the United States. It has no clue how punishing and patronizing healthcare can be for women of color. I'm not going to really touch on abortion. I'll save that towards the end. It ignores the problem forcing coerced sterilization because we have a history of not trusting the medical system here in America. It ignores the oppression inflicted by the criminal system. Look at what's going on now. You have a whole bunch of people saying Black Lives Matter, but we've been here since 1619 and nothing has really changed. We're still fighting against the criminal justice system, which is unfairly towards Black people. Consider the shocking facts that 60% of women in jail have not been convicted of a crime and are awaiting trial. 80% of women in jail are single mothers. Where is the white feminist helping Black women? Okay, I have a minute. Let me see. And I want to stop right there because I need to talk about income and I won't have enough time. So my point is with that, let me just wrap that up. My point is, if we are talking about equality and how, yes, Black women have always worked hard. We always been in the forefront of the struggle, but it's always been for Black people, the Black movement, and that's where the focus needs to be. Anytime we link up with other groups, particularly white women, that takes away from our movement and our struggle for civil rights and human rights as Black people. We are nothing without the Black man. We are nothing without the Black family. We are nothing without the Black community. The white woman lives in the suburbs and voluntarily decides to go to work, to where it's no choice for a Black woman that we have to work because we are making not as much money, and they lock up our men or they kill our men. So you do see a lot of single parent households in the Black community. So why would I continue to support or fight with women that don't acknowledge the needs that are oppressing Black women? And I'm done.
Right.
X, can you hear me? Hello?
Before we, yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
God damn, well, I had a whole
Before we
sermon.
go, hold on. Before we go to Lady Robbie, our mystery timekeeper is here. None other than Lady Danielle has arrived.
Well,
Hey,
well.
I am so sorry I'm
All right.
late. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But I
All right.
had a chance to listen in a little bit, so it sounds really good.
All right. So, are you familiar with how we do the time here, Lady Danielle?
I'm familiar that you use a timer and I think it's
You can,
stopwatch.com or something, I think.
you can go to Google. Go to Google and put
I got
on.
it up though.
Okay. So, BMT, I'm kicking you out.
It's okay. I will.
All right. You're getting
Pass.
kicked out.
It won't be the
Out
first
you
time
go.
I've been kicked out of a woman's.
Lady,
Won't
you
be the
know you're
first
my
time.
boy, man. But this is a ladies' debate.
I love
So,
you, Lady Queen.
Uh, All right, Lady Danielle, we are in the rebuttal rounds now. So the rounds are 5 minutes. All right. So set the clock at 5 minutes, if you would, timekeeper. Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
All right, Lady Robbie, you.
Okay, guys. So Dana has said a lot of wonderful, wonderful issues that are affecting the Black society. But the reality is, those issues aren't the function of feminism. Feminism is to bring about equality. Equality means that you can go get the same job as me, and I can go get the same job as you. You can make the same decisions that I can make, and we can exist happily ever after. Now, the reality is, healthcare, of course, is always going to be an issue. Healthcare is an issue that is a function of and reflective of your economic status. It saddens me when I hear that only white women live in the suburbs, that only white women get to make a choice if they want to go to work, because I'm a Black woman. I live in the suburbs. I have a husband. I can work. I choose not to work right now. And my husband makes enough money that I am afforded that opportunity. And I am not alone. I know plenty of Black women in the same position as I. See, the issues that she is talking about, it speaks to education. And not education afforded by your school system or afforded by your doctors, education that should happen in the home. And guess what? That is a wonderful benefit of feminism. Now, what she said about feminism and men being oppressed sexually, listen, feminism has fought for men. Men now get paternity leave. So if you work in a certain environment, if you have benefits, if you're a Black woman, a Black man, a white woman, a white man, you both have the availability to take time off with your child. How do I know this? Because I was able to take time off of work when I had my child. A glorious benefit of feminism. And we all know when children can spend that time with their fathers during that first 6 weeks, they wind up achieving higher academic success. They wind up interacting with people better on a social level. So if we want to get into money and politics and power, then yeah, okay, there's a whole bunch of factors that go into it. What I find is people want to push everything off on feminism to say, oh, well, look at the women, they're doing this, it's not working. It's not working because this system was built on a land that was stolen by people that were stolen. And even those white women were held in oppression. They started a fire. Why is it that anything that has any connotation to do with Caucasian people in America, Black people have to feel like, oh no, they're doing it, so they're hurting us? Some white people are hurtful to Black people. Some white people are not. Sometimes your oppressor is supposed to be your inspiration. Because regardless of how you feel about feminism, if we're going to make it about what's not happening for Blacks in the Black community, when are we going to take our power back? When are we going to start holding people accountable? We don't need feminism to fix the issues that Dana talked about. We need organization amongst ourselves. But we quietly sit back and wait for somebody to come and rescue us. Oh, save me. No. We have to save ourselves. And feminism is a little blueprint, a little roadmap on how you mobilize, how you organize, and how you get things done. If Me Too was started by a Black woman and then taken over by a white woman, does it change the fact that looking at rape laws, looking at how sex is defined, looking at how identities are defined is still being addressed? And as for like racism not being addressed, 50 states are rioting right now over one act of racism. No, it's not going to happen overnight. There is no magic glitter pill, and there's no like, oh, tomorrow everything's going to be great. It's a work. We are a civilization that is fairly new compared to all of the other civilizations on the globe. It may take us a couple of more centuries to work the kinks out, but we're going to be okay. I'm done right now.
All right. Timekeeper, can I get 5 minutes on the clock, please? Are you ceding that 20 seconds, Lady Robbie? Are you ceding
Yes.
that 20 seconds?
Yes.
All right. Do you want the 20 seconds, Lady Dana?
Sure.
Okay, timekeeper, give me 5:20 on the clock, please.
Okay, so just let me know when. Sorry.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Lady Dana, you up?
Okay. So I want to just highlight wages, income differences. So this is by way of Black Stats book. The gender wage gap among African Americans is smaller than that for whites, largely because African American men earn much lower wages compared with men in other racial groups. Black men employed full time earn an average $6.53 per week, 76% of the average salary earned by white men. And Black women earn on average $5.95 per week, about 85% of the average salary earned by white women. 85%, not 100%. But these are white women that are supposed to be helping us get equality along with them. I also want to talk about the myth of the Black matriarchy. Black matriarchy is a myth. Let me also highlight from the Black Stats. Black women are fine with being single parents. They hold it down for the household with their male partners is not available. That's fine. But what do the numbers say? 67% of Black women report that being married is important, 77% compared with 77% of white women. 28% of Black women are married compared with 54% of white women. 29% of Black females are head of households, meaning that they are unmarried but can claim a dependent. 21% of Black females live in single households with no children. 79% of Black women report that having children is important compared with 87% of white women. Only 34% of Black women report believing that having a child without being married is acceptable, compared with 65% of Black men and 60% of white women who report believing the same. So the numbers there show that Black women earn less. Black women are more likely to be a single parent. So again, if I'm talking about white women wanting to bring in Black women into the movement, which they literally did, try to persuade us in the 60s and the 70s, and a lot of Black women rejected that. The reason being is because we were not being paid equally. During that time, there were limited job sources for Black women and especially Black men, if Black men can even find work. So if a Black man can't find work because of racism here in America and they're locked out, we're able to work, right there is a break in the dynamics between man and woman. So which kind of jobs did we have? We were still getting paid less than white women and definitely less than white men. We were doing domesticated work. Now, a lot of Black people have quote unquote essential jobs when we're talking about retail. So the income didn't push, the income equality is still not being met. So where are these white feminists? See, they're only looking out for themselves. And that's why I wanted to highlight some of the stats and some of the things that took place as far as the white movement compared to the Black movement, the white women's movement compared to the Black movement. And I also want to say Black women are the most exploited of the sexes. And I don't have much time, but I wanted to reference who, by the way, you would say is a feminist, Maxine Williams, but she wrote a piece, Why Women's Liberation is Important to Black Women. And she highlighted all the way back to slavery, indicating that Black women had little choice in selecting her mate. And living in that type of society, she was used as breeding, only good for breeding, only good to being raped or being forced to have sex to breed babies for profit. And then when you look at women and you fast forward to the 70s and to today, and you look at the welfare system, you see a lot of Black women single mothers on welfare with multiple children to get a check from the government. I don't like that time. So as of today, the purpose of fighting next to your white counterpart, white women counterpart, does not benefit the Black women economically. It has not, and it continues to not benefit us. And I think I need to wrap up because what I want to say, I gotta pull it over for next. I don't like that time. It's throwing me off. I'm done. Okay.
All right, I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened. All right, I think we're going to Lady Robbie now, right? Timekeeper.
Yes.
Okay.
Dana, you still had like 15 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, no, 15 did nothing because my statement is longer than 15 seconds. So it's like, I'll just wait.
All right. Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to let Robbie have her rebuttal, and then we going into rapid fire. No timer, no time clock. Y'all get to engage directly, all right? So give me 5 minutes on the clock, please. Timekeeper, if you would. Are we set?
Yes.
Lady Robbie, you up?
Okay, so again, feminism gives you the right to be on this platform saying whatever your opinion is. The reality is this. The issues, and I'm going to keep saying that are being brought up are matters of choice. As a woman, as a Black woman, I have the right to choose. I have the right to choose who I want to procreate with. I have the right to choose to work really hard and focus on my goals to fight my way out of the ghetto. Yes, at one point, the jobs for white women, Black women, and Black men paled significantly to those created for white men. That's absolutely true. But the reality is, during that same time, I know people that were lawyers, doctors, couldn't get a job in a law firm or a hospital, but they worked 3 jobs and they did what they needed to do to get their family together. See, if we want to really talk about the destruction of the Black family, that happened after Dr. King was killed and Malcolm X was killed, because they realized that the Black family had heavily supported the civil rights movement and they wanted that to end. It was up to us as women and men to make the choice to keep taking the baits. Black women didn't have to kowtow to the government in a Claudine type situation in order to be successful. They chose it. See, when you realize that the Black family has been disrupted since slavery days, when the masters would pull Black men away from their wives and children, when Black women had to take care of white children and their own, and you realize that there was a lot of foundation that we didn't get, a lot of legacy knowledge we didn't give to one another. See, those are issues, again, that require Black people to work amongst themselves to figure out. It doesn't have anything to do with feminism. It may be a subset of white supremacy. However, we are 400, 500 years removed from slavery. At some point, we have to say, okay, this is what the situation is. We can't do it anymore. We can't expect anything from them. We shouldn't expect anything from them. What can we do together as a unit to mobilize and do better? See, when we look at stats like the ones that Dana is looking at, then it affords people to take no accountability. Oh, well, you're from the hood, so that means you should have a whole football team of kids by the time you're 21. Oh, well, you can't choose no better, you can't do no better, so this is where you should keep your narrow little scope. I was taught to fly free from the moment I was born. I did not choose a person that was not able to stand strong and walk the journey with me. I didn't make the choice to have children before a certain age, and I didn't have a whole bunch of abortions, and I didn't have to worry about all of these other issues because I made better choices because my mother taught me well. And my mother had the education that she had from her grandmother and so on and so forth. Why? Because of feminism and all of the multitude of branches that it has birthed. Just because you plant a seed or a tree doesn't mean that the roots will stay right there vertical to where you planted the trees. In most instances, the roots will spread out far and wide the stronger the tree is. Now, feminism also, it's so liberating when you know that as a woman, you don't have to shrink yourself down to appease anybody's ego. Not any man, not any woman. Doesn't matter the race. See, what a lot of people fail to realize is feminism is when you go to a restaurant and you put the card in the billfold and the waiter takes it and then he hands it back to the man. It could be the woman's hard-earned money. But hey, it's a man's world. Women have been exploited by men since time immemorial, even down to current events with rappers and video vixens. But the tables have turned because of feminism, and we now have female pop icons, female superstars doing the same thing to men, exploiting them. Why? Because that's feminism and that's equality. No matter whatever else you want to inject into the topic of feminism and what you want to take away from that movement, it afforded us all a voice, an opinion, and the right to be heard. Because the reality is, before the women's suffrage movement, women weren't heard at all. It didn't matter if you were black. It didn't matter if you were white. Nobody cared about your feelings. It was just stand in the corner. Don't say anything. Oh, I'll say it.
Hello.
Yeah, I just stopped because my time was
I
done.
know. But they weren't respect. Timekeeper.
Anybody? Hello? Anybody?
Good. It's good to see the ladies doing this.
Can somebody set the time?
Oh, you got 5 minutes? I
Yes.
thought we were gonna wait until T.P.O.T got back.
All right, I'm back. I think I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're going into the rapid fire round now. There is no clock. There's no clock. There's no timekeeper. Y'all get to go head to head. All right. We just left off with Lady Robbie. So, Lady Dana, you start off. This is rapid fire. Pull the trigger.
Okay, so I just want to start by I want to quote Betty Friedan. She is one of the founders of the National Organization of Women, short for NOW. And she started, I believe, in the 60s and 70s, white woman. So she's a feminist, and she's a mother, and she's married, well off, affluent family. So at the time, and she also fought for stewardess to be unionized, airline stewardess back then, because apparently in the 70s, it had an age limit to if you, after the age of 30, you could no longer be employed because it was all about looks. That has nothing to do with black women because, yes, she fought to unionize the stewards, excuse me, the airline stewardess. However, how many black women were hired even after that, after she won that historical lawsuit? I don't have the numbers, but I know it's very minimum, probably less than 1%. So this is what she said, trying to recruit young black women into that organization. It was hard to convince those young black women to join NOW. I remember sitting on the floor and talking with all these young women and men and women saying to me, we don't want anything to do with that feminist bag. Black women have been too strong. It's the black man who should get his power now. Then they'll take care of us. Well, I wanted to spank them, but they learned soon enough. They eventually came in. Not all. Some black women did go in, but not all black women. And the audacity, and this is what I'm seeing, the white privilege that comes out saying that you want to spank us. See, that is something what they were her property. White women during slavery, that's how they thought. That's how they looked at us as children. She also said they had progressed from their slave great-grandmothers, laundress grandmothers, teacher mothers to distinguished careers as doctors and lawyers, never diverted by the feminine mystique, while most of my white Smith classmates were writing housewife on the census blank. So I understood they were seen to be no great interest in feminism in the black community and never had any quarrel with it. For a black person, the battle against racism took priority and is still taking priority now. Why so? Because this is a racist society. This is a capitalist society. Capitalism exploits people who are at the bottom, and black people have been at the bottom. We've always had less than. We were always fighting not just for civil rights, but for human rights. So how can I sit up here and fight for just my gender to progress in society and not for my babies, and not for my husband, and not for my man, or just not for my fellow black man? See, the white woman, she's only interested in power and wealth and making sure that her legacy is passed down. So if that meant marrying well, she did so. If that meant marrying well, so when he croaks and dies, she accumulates that wealth, fine. If that meant never marrying, but having a successful career and climbing up that corporate ladder of management, overstepping black women, she did so and continues to do so. I've never seen white women bringing black women up with them, especially up that corporate ladder. What else did I want to highlight? White fragility. Why is it so hard for white people to talk about racism? Because they benefit from it. You can't, have you ever had a conversation with a white feminist talking about racism? And if you have, what was that conversation like? Because they would never understand and never could understand what racism, what black people have been through in this country. They would probably make an excuse. We see that going on now where a whole bunch of white people are outside saying Black Lives Matter. You've seen companies donating all this money. Oh, we didn't know, a letter to a white parent. You did know. Just ask your mama and your father and your grandparents. So when you play dumb to the fact, and these white feminists also are playing stupid to the fact as what is the plight of black people, men and women today, that lets me know that your intentions were never was to fight for equality for me as a woman, definitely not as the black man. Black people suffer from PTSD due to slavery, Jim Crow, civil rights, welfare, crack, mass incarceration. So I'll keep going back in the past because it's very important. So when you have this women's movement from the 60s and the 70s, and we were coming out of the civil rights movement into the 70s, there was a lot of legislation that was passed to benefit black people. Men and women were able to go to college. Were able to do things they probably weren't able to do before. However, you have to understand how this racist system here in America always calculate and plan to find a way to keep us at the bottom. Because what happened after that? When they call the welfare system or the welfare queen. And that's what I want to talk about, welfare versus subsidiaries. First of all, subsidiaries is welfare, but welfare for black people is for the black woman. Telling the black woman, we'll give you money, we'll pay for you to have an apartment, but you can't have a black man in that home. And black men were active in their life, but they would purposely leave the home because that white woman had to come in and inspect and make sure that that black man wasn't there. And then he'll come back once they leave. Now you're talking about welfare from the government assistance, welfare to white people. They call that subsidies. And that welfare that they call subsidies were to give white families home grants for home ownership, so they could buy a home in the suburbs, first time home buyers, so they could start building generational wealth or keep the generational wealth. So the government, it's still welfare, but the government gives welfare to white people to build families, and the government gives welfare to black people, particularly black women, to destroy the family. Where were the feminists fighting for that, fighting against that, fighting to make sure that the black man is in the household, because that white feminist was still going home to her husband? Also, one second. Also, I want to talk about black people. So what is happening today? You really don't see much of a change. You don't see much of a change in income, because let me just pull this up. Between 2000 and 2017, white women in 2000, 72.3%. Their income increased to 77%. Black men in 2073 decreased to 69. Black women, 60%, 60.8% in 2000, 60.8% 2017. Our income haven't pushed. So I don't understand if we're joining a movement and nothing isn't progressing for the black women. So let's not even include the black man. If we want to be a feminist and we want to wear tampons in our ears as earrings and go to these women marches and participate in this whitewashed Me Too movement, our income has not progressed, because you need economic power and you need political power to make change. And that is the problem. We need to focus on our own race. We need to focus on our community, on our families, not on gender, not create gender wars. Because when you create a gender war, that means that is the breakdown of and the destruction of your race, of your community. The white women are not battling a gender war, because the white man here will always rule. They just want their piece of the pie. They want their piece of the power. We are just trying to gain access to live as human beings, civil rights that we should have because we built this country. Why is it now that we see a whole bunch of thousands of young people in the street? Because we still have to face police brutality, where our black men, young and old, are being killed. Back in the day, it was lynching. Now it's police with the knee in our neck. But I still want to go fight with that white woman. What has she done to help me get the same amount of money as her? What has she done to help me in the corporate world? Anything that the white woman has gained, it has not been through the feminist movement. It has been through black women coming together, working together, and black people. I also believe, I don't believe in, I believe that because we do suffer from PTSD, because we do suffer from slavery, Jim Crow, and all these other things, mass incarceration, I could never fully understand what the black man has been through and what it's going through now, because I'm not a man. It is very important for black men themselves to come together and heal without the black women to a certain degree of being there. And the same for black women, because if we aren't loving ourselves first, we can't come together as a community or as a family.
Okay, well, are you done with that point? Before you go to the next point, I want to say something before I forget.
Oh, go ahead.
So I want to start off by saying this.
Hold on a second, ladies. Hold on a second.
Okay.
This is rapid fire, so y'all can go back and forth. There's no time restraints. There's no clock. Y'all can go ahead and engage back and forth. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, culture doesn't make people. People make culture. If it's true that the full humanity of woman is not our culture, then we can and must make it our culture. And that is a quote from Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Now, the reality is this. Again, sis, I completely understand where you're coming from. But that is not a function of feminism. That is a function that we as you have stated, have to do for ourselves. Just because we need to work on ourselves as a group doesn't mean that feminism is against us. Feminism started in 1848. And you know what we were in 1848? In 1848, we were slaves, getting raped, getting beaten, having our children snatched from our arms. Our men were being killed. We're not slaves anymore. Yet and still we act like we are still stuck in mental chains. Everything that I've heard you say tonight has been, well, what has the white woman done for us with her feminism? We don't need the white woman to do anything for us because we've started our own branch of feminism. What have Black women done for each other? How have we helped each other to raise up, to gain power? Because I tell you what, teaching your children that, it's okay to be loose with their body, making poor decisions, you know what I'm saying? Keeping their focus on what everyone else is doing instead of encouraging the greatness in and of it themselves, that is what is holding back the Black community, not feminism. Feminism is knowing that as a woman, as a Black woman, you have the right to say, I'm not doing this. And if I get in this situation, I'm going to make sure that my children don't do this. And I'm going to make sure that their children don't do this. And I'm going to make sure that their children don't do this. This is how we break generational curses. And the reality is, it wasn't that long ago that we weren't even allowed to speak or be heard. We were cast away like garbage. And I said this before, and I'll say this again. The United States of America is a newborn civilization amongst the giants. We're going to get there one day, but we have to keep pushing on. And we can't be worried about what some white feminists didn't do for us, because that's where all our focus always winds up going. Even right now, with George Floyd being murdered with a knee on his neck, it's about, oh, well, what's going to happen to those white cops? Oh, let's tear up our own cities. Oh, let's just act off of emotion. Emotion needs to be checked at the door. It is time for strategy, and it is time to conquer the masses, period. We have to really start holding ourselves accountable. And I've heard all the stats that you said about single mothers and bad jobs. And guess what? If you have a child before you have an education, then it's up to you as a woman to teach your son, to teach your daughters, don't have a child before you have an education. See, if you haven't even got a full education and you cannot start life, and you cannot travel to find yourself, and you cannot achieve any measures of success or experience, that is what holds us back. White people travel more, and white people have a better life overall because of legacy wealth, sure, but also because they travel, also because they stay together. See, Timmy and Barbara can get married at 18 and they'll have a house by 25 because their parents will say, come and move into my house. In our community, it's, oh, well, guess what? Your 18th birthday is next week. Here's some job applications. You need to start finding a place and keep it pushing. We aren't nurturing each other. We aren't loving on each other. So please don't say that it's because of what white women haven't done for us. Aren't we tired of sucking on mama's tit and sitting in daddy's lap? Ain't we grown? Ain't we grown? Or are we still going to sit here and wait and perish, waiting for white supremacists that have oppressed us, that don't want us to do any better, to give us anything?
So you keep referring feminist movement, feminist. Where did it come from? And that's kind of a rhetorical question, but it came from white women. I don't participate in anything that was created by white women. Why would I? You said that in 1848, the feminist movement was started. Okay, we were slaves, of course. So do you think that they were going to free us then? No. I have the book.
Everybody was a slave then?
Excuse me?
Everybody wasn't a slave then in 1848. There were free Black men and women even then.
What's the percentage? What was the percentage of free Black women? The majority was slaves.
But the point is.
No, the point is in 1848, if the feminist movement was created, just like I quoted in They Were Her Property, that book, which is very detailed, is a really good book. It was for power. they were not sharing power with Black women for anything. They would have shared it with the Black man, because it is reported by sociologists, Black sociologists, that white women would breed with Black men and they would marry them, but that man would be her property. See,
Okay,
they didn't care about Black women then, because it's all about them and the power. For anything, they would rather fight with that white man because he is top dog, to gain as much power and pull power away from him. So let's just forward in today. You keep referring to the feminist. That is created by the white women. That is part of white supremacy. The problem with Black women or Black people, period, we want to take things and we want to make it our own, to whereas we need to just create our own. And that is the only way for us to come out of oppression.
Right. You use a cell phone, correct? You use an ATM card, correct? You eat out in the street. You use things that white people make every day. Like,
who told you that the white person created a cell phone? Because I believe it was a Black person that created the phone, period.
But if you don't want to be a part of the system of white supremacy,
now, if you're talking about capitalism,
the internet, you shouldn't use their cell phones. You shouldn't use anything that
you're talking about capitalism. Capitalism exploits everybody, Black and white.
Isn't capitalism a function of white supremacy, since Blacks don't
exactly,
have
and it exploits Black and white, but more so Black people. Is more detrimental to Black people. So we all use cell phone, we all use technology, but the fact is that you will not find a lot of Black people in the STEM field. Why is that? Why is it that immigrants could come here and they progress faster than us? So just correlating it with feminism and feminism, the feminist movement, whether it's Black or white, is not going to lead Black people out of oppression. It never did and it never will.
It's not about feminism leading us out of oppression. It's about how has it benefited us.
But that was your whole argument.
No, my thing was that feminism has benefited society as a whole. We are talking about two different
things. We're talking about Black society.
You're talking about that it's still oppressing us.
The reality is feminism benefited Black society.
Right, but it's not oppressing us.
You said feminism benefited society as a whole, but we're talking about Black society. It has. But how has it benefited Black society?
Because it has made Black women aware that they have control and responsibility over their reproductive organs. It has made it very readily available for Black men to have control over their reproductive organs. It has afforded Black
men. How has feminism done that? How did feminism give us control over our bodies? Because first of all, feminism did not give us control over our bodies. We had to fight for that. It was called medical apartheid that we had to endure here and abroad, Black people who are abroad. So please explain how feminism gave Black women and men control over their bodies.
Because feminism started the conversation about women having equality, period. And I know that, it may be a hard pill for you to swallow. It doesn't matter about the little nuances of each and every single individual action. What matters is where the conversation starts. This conversation would be a non sequitur if it was not for 1848. And that's a fact. And while you may not like...
So you're going to reference 1848 during the height of slavery here in America for helping women, particularly Black women, have a control over their body and their lives? That is white supremacy thinking right there. That is you being brainwashed into actually believing into white supremacy has benefited Black people. Because also, let me say this, because I did indicate earlier that Black women suffer from maternal mortality at a higher rate than anybody else. So how are we having control over our bodies if we're still being sterilized? Because even after a Black woman is give birth, the medical system will still force us to take dangerous birth control. They will still force us or find a reason to take our babies from us by sterilizing us. Or they will find a reason to not properly care for that Black mother that is pregnant. That is why a lot of our babies are dying before we even give birth to them. Now let's talk even about abortion.
That's not my experience. That's not my experience.
No. We're not talking about you. We're not talking about me.
I don't know anybody that
We're talking about the collective.
We are talking about the collective. Nobody is forced to take birth control. It's a medical decision. Nobody is forced to be sterilized.
I'm not saying forced. It is what is given. It is the safety. It is the safe. It
That's
is the
not
safe
true.
birth control that we are not offered safe birth control. When you talk about, let's take for
You
instance,
are offered safe birth control. It's called abstinence.
no. Because you
Oh,
so
because
now you
that's
want to talk about, but how can you talk about abstinence if you're a feminist?
because women have the right to choose. You have
And
the
if
right
they
to
choose to have sex, they should have
with
a
a whole
right
bunch of
to
people,
proper
and
health
you have the
care.
right to choose to abstain. You have the right to choose to use your ovulation calendar.
But
Have
if
the
you
right
are a
to
feminist,
choose
that's
a
not
whole bunch of
feminist
different
talking
stuff.
points.
So don't sit there and say that, oh, well, sterilization and all of this and all of that is a function of white supremacy. It is in a way, but it's not a choice that you have to make.
If you are a feminist, you talking about abstinence is not a feminist talking point at all. So that's not even being a feminist, because if you choose to not have sex, of course, don't have it. But if you choose to have sex, you should have control over your body. You should have access to proper health care so that you can make proper and good choices when it comes to what type of birth control you should be using.
Are you saying that all
Not, wait a minute, let me just finish this sentence. Not just be offered something that is cheap or something that is not tested properly in the market, because that's what I'm referring to, medical apartheid, which Black people have experienced over the decades here in America. So if you keep talking about, I'm still trying to understand how you say feminism has benefited Black society. It has not. It's with any type of advancement that Black people had here in America, it was done by Black people, men and women.
So,
men and women.
Would the Combahee River Collective have started on their own, or did they start as a function of feminism? They started because they felt that the feminist movement wasn't upholding their own agendas. So that's of a benefit.
Because I'm highlighting those Black women that chose to go and be with the white feminists. They found out for themselves that it was not benefiting Black women. And they listed the reasons why.
That particular movement wasn't benefiting Black women. If you're going to talk about, are you saying that the women's liberation movement is ineffective and not worth it? Because the
women's liberation, that's still a white movement.
It's a feminism movement.
Yes, which was created by white women. But and it is controlled and led. It is an organization controlled and led by white women. Now, when I talked about, when I highlighted how white feminists oppress Black women, that was by, you might as well say, an ex-feminist. Her name is Monica T. Williams. And that's why I got the list of all the things that are happening to Black women still. And white feminists are not there helping us. See, the purpose, if you want to say being a feminist, because men could be feminists too, but if you want to talk about the feminist movement and the feminism did this and the feminism did that, only thing it did was advance white women, not Black women, not even women of color. But especially it did not advance Black women. That's why you have a lot of these Black feminists who were a part of the movement at one point, who are coming out in these different articles saying, you know what, this is what we found when we joined that organization. It doesn't work for us. If we as Black women want to heal from trauma, whether it's from our household or whether it's from society, we have to have our own liberation movement or healing movement. The same for Black men. But at the same time, we don't sit up here and disregard Black men.
But it's still feminism.
No, it's not.
What are you? I'm not.
No, it's not. Because if you're talking about
feminism, it is still.
If we're talking about the feminism, that whole concept was created by white women. So if you believe in something, because
it was created by
wait a minute, you yourself
is that Black women said, "Hey, white women, what you guys are doing doesn't work for us, so we're going to go on ahead and do our own thing." But it's still
you yourself said in 1848 that's when feminism was created. It was created by white women. So again, something created by white women, especially in a time when we were not even considered human, would never benefit Black women. Just on that alone. Any progress that Black women or Black men have made, it has been collective as a race, as a Black race.
You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean it's not the same thing. What are you talking about? It's the same thing. It is
What's the same thing?
Feminism is the same thing. Even if it wasn't
the same thing as what?
In terms of The Women's Liberation Movement is a Black feminist organization that, like how I said before,
no, that is, if you're talking about Black women's liberation or Black women coming together to fight for their needs, it is not the same as you're talking about the National Organization of Women, because you're talking about a need that has to be filled by Black women and men. Not by white women, because it's been proven that those issues were not addressed by white feminists when they came to recruit Black women.
It's not limited as yours is, because it's not about, oh, well, this is benefiting these white women and da da da. What it's about is the fight for equality, regardless of gender,
equality of the woman,
of race, regardless of
equality of the woman
or sex. It's about fighting for equality.
Of who? Of women?
The liberation movement is focusing on
equality for women only?
It's still feminism.
Is it equality for women? That is a question that I'm asking. Is it equality for women? Yes or no?
Yes, it is equality for women. And yes, Black women.
But it has not helped give equality to Black women. See, if you're going to talk about how feminism is equality for women, well, I'm here to tell you, feminism, the feminist movement and organization that mobilized and organized and that is powerful and has benefited from affirmative action more so than Black women and men, the Black race, period. It does not benefit Black women. It benefited white women. Any strides that we as Black, let's just take the Black man out of it. Anything that we have as Black women, we fought for, but we fought for it together with the Black man. When you're talking about civil rights, because out of civil rights was affirmative action, was Title VII, was Title IX, was affirmative action, was all of these things that white women. So not only did white women fight for their own benefits, they took what we fought for and used it for themselves.
Who did the Black Panthers fight for? The Black Panthers fought for equality for women, infants, and children, right? They did that
and men and men
collective. With the Combahee River Collective. See, that's
what for men too.
That's what people fail to realize about feminism. It's not just a movement for women. It is a movement for equality for all races. It's a movement that says, just because you're a man, that doesn't mean that you can't cook. Just because you're a woman, you don't have to be the only one cooking. Just because you're a woman, you don't have to be doing all the housework. Just because you're a woman, it doesn't mean that you can't go become a congressman or an aviator pilot. And trying to minimize that because it doesn't fit the narrative of what you want to do.
Feminism did not create, or feminism did not fight and help to create those strides at all. You cannot prove anywhere that feminism helped Black women and men become congressmen or public officials. You can't find it. The Black Panther Party was not a feminist option before. The Black Panther Party was not a feminist party, was not a feminist movement. It was a Black movement where you have Black men and Black women. It was created by Black men, and Black women came in as well. And
but they fought for women's rights. That's like how the Combahee River Collective fought for the rights of Black men.
What they didn't do, they made sure that they protected the feminist movement.
When they did.
They made sure that they protected the community. They made sure that they protected women because, yes, the man has to be in the forefront. They are the protectors. Yes, that is a fact. We are not the same. Men and
women, but they're working together, though. So you can't say that that's independent of feminism or feminism is independent of that. This is what is wrong with our people. Our people think that theories of advancement have to be fully separated in order to advance the people. The reality is when you are gaining ground and achieving advancement as a people, you are using a multi-pronged attack. You have to attack it from all points at the same time, from the rights of women to the rights of men to the rights of children to the rights of the people as a whole. Like you,
my point right there, and that has nothing to do with feminism.
The point is, though, feminism has not.
Say this: men and women are not the same. Men and women will never be the same. We are not biologically made up the same. We do not act the same emotionally because you have masculinity and you have femininity. And it's the problem that we're having now. I would say particularly with men. I'm just focused on the Black man. Because if you don't have the father in the home, and sometimes people do get divorced or they break up. But if you don't, and what I mean by in the home, if the father is not planted in that child's life and in the home, then you're going to have a breakdown of that child. That child is not going to grow up with the masculinity survival needs that he needs out in this world. See,
But feminism makes women feel like they don't need a man, right?
A woman cannot teach a man how to be a man. So feminism could never be for men. Because if you're talking about feminism as a woman's liberation, that has nothing to do with fighting for men's rights. And I'm sorry.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Because when you fight for women's rights, part of fighting for women's rights is dismantling the patriarchy. It's dismantling the stereotypes that say that this is only for men, or this is something that men should have control over. So it does dismantle the archetypes that you're talking about.
Men are the leaders in a household.
They are.
Not true?
They are.
Okay.
But does that mean that because my husband is the leader of my household that I don't have rights? No, that does not. That does not. In feminism
do not give. See, that's the thing. It's not that you don't have rights. So the fact is that if you know that man is the head of the household, you know that man is the head when you go out in public. So that man still needs to be protected, just like we need to be protected. We are not created equal.
Now, right, but it's a weak man that tries to maintain control, though.
Our experience in society is totally different from a white man and a white woman, because now we're going up against white supremacy or the oppression here in America. It has nothing to do with I'm going to go and be a black feminist and push for women's rights. Well, I'm not oppressed. My man don't oppress me. I have rights, but he is the lead. He is the leader of my household. So why would I have to go out and fight for women's rights when I already know that we are oppressing a society that is oppressing us, men and black women as human beings? You can't have it both ways. I'm going to fight for black people in the black race so we could build a strong black family and black community. And I'm not going to sit up here and go off with what white women created and fight for women's rights. Because my black liberation over here, that is going to include me having more rights, but it's also going to include my man having rights as well, because I can't have more than him, and vice versa. Because the family structure and the community structure does not work. It has to be in sync. And when you have gender wars and a dysfunction, then the race breaks down. There is no culture. There is no community.
So when you see black fathers, right, that fight for the rights to their children, for whatever reason, be it because they really love their kids or they don't want to pay child support. Fathers' rights, that was something that wasn't assisted and aided by feminism.
Fathers' rights?
Yes, fathers' rights.
What do you mean? You talk about in the court system?
Yes, the father's right to be able to get custody of their child.
It was black men coming together fighting for their rights.
Oh my God. Listen, I'm going to say this.
In the state of New Jersey, black men created an organization to fight against the child support system that was railroading them. They didn't need no white women or no black women helping them. They didn't need no feminist movement helping them. They came together collectively. Black men are capable, they are competent, and they are strong enough to come together and to organize and to push and fight for what they need. That was not assisted by the feminist movement. It never will be.
Actually, it was, and I'm pulling it up right now while you're still speaking. But at the end of the day, it goes a little something like this. The single story creates stereotypes, and the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but they're incomplete. They make one story become the only story. And at the end of the day, like, you don't have to like feminism and think that feminism was beneficial to the Black society as a whole. But I think that it has been, and it's done a lot for people. Now, hold on a second, because I'm pulling up that. I cannot find the exact paragraph right at this moment, but either way, like, you are taking something that has to do with culture and economy and trying to blame it on feminism. and you're
No,
glossing
I'm not.
over.
Maybe you need to construct that a little bit differently, because what I'm doing is I'm making sure that we preserve our culture and we elevate to get to economic empowerment, something that
But
Black
you're still
people do
making
not have.
economic issues the fallback of feminism when it's really about fighting for rights, and you're still trying to pass the buck of blame over to
There's
the
no
quote
blame.
unquote white supremacists. When the fact remains is we've had tools, we've had options, and we've utilized them. What we've utilized them for, that can be argued that we've wasted our resources and intentions on nonsense at the end of the day. But being a woman, you have the right to feel that way. You have the right to do that. You have the right to have a voice. You have the right to have a voice on a public platform. You have the right to be here in this debate. And that is a function, that is a byproduct of feminism, because debate was had by rich old white men. Never in a million years could our forefathers think that two Black women would be sitting on a panel having a debate about anything. That is a function of feminism. Feminism is not a perfect theory. It's not a perfect movement, but it is spawning more movements, and it has spawned several different waves. Women now have the right to vote. All women.
That had nothing to do
Byproduct
with the
of
feminist movement. That actually had to do with the civil rights movement. And that's
that
another thing that white women
women's
benefited
suffrage
from.
movement, which
Let
is
me
a
just say
byproduct
this.
of feminism.
Let me just say this, because males, when a baby is born a male with a penis, they grow up to be a man. You do have male privilege. That is a real thing. Yes. Men are in society throughout centuries, have had privilege, more privilege than women. See, I'm not going to push that aside because that is a fact. But now we're talking about, sorry, excuse me. We're talking about Western civilization, because if we want to go back, and we always have to go back to the African civilization, you did see women not treated the way Western white people treat their women. We were always treated with respect. We always had equal rights. We were always cherished. When we're talking cherished. When we're talking about the Black woman and the Black family and the Black man. But it wasn't until when you're talking about being colonized, when you're talking about being westernized until the Western civilization, where you then had us torn apart from our children, from our man, being used as bed wenches, slave breeding babies forcefully, and then after slavery, being thrown out there into Jim Crow. Everything that we got here in America after slavery, we got together. Wasn't no feminism, wasn't no feminist movement, because that white woman took her reparations that she got from after slavery and continued to build up her legacy and marry more into wealth, to where we had to fight and struggle for every little thing here. And it's sad to say, from after the civil rights movement to now, that we have not been able to push the meter even further. And so if feminism was so great and it's supposed to be for everybody, men and women, then we should be far further than we are now. And we're not. And that's mainly because it has nothing to do with feminism. That is just a pure distraction. It has to do with a system that's going to continue to find ways to keep us down. And what we have to do now is learn to love one another, or organize with each other, and come together. We may not always agree, but come together and work together and fight together for economic empowerment, political empowerment, and to build the family structure, because it was deliberately destroyed and broken down. And I keep using white supremacy, but let me just go with the United States government. That is a fact.
Yes, that is a fact. I will definitely concede that point. But at the end of the day, I feel like because of feminism, the Black community stepped it up and they made more advances, and they started to, want to push their own initiatives and really think about what is effective, what isn't effective, and how do we do better. You may disagree with that point, and that's fine. But just because a system that was built by people that were never for us doesn't work for us, doesn't mean that a portion of that system isn't working. Because as I said, we have branched off and created our own things. And it doesn't have to be labeled as feminism or, a patriarchal society. It's the breakdown that those illusions don't really exist. They are terminologies that people throw back and forth at each other so they can avoid the problem, so they can avoid the solutions. And, I'm not going to really argue with you too much, because you have definitely given solutions for the Black community, and I commend you on that, because most people are just like white supremacy, and they have nothing behind that. So that's great, but we have to stop being so focused on the origin of feminism and just continue to push forward to the betterment of us. We can't sit there and say, oh, well, why aren't feminists making sure we have better health care, and why aren't feminists doing this, and why aren't feminists doing that? Feminists are doing different things. It's up to you to make your own choices. It's up to you to get your own education. And you have the ability to do so because of feminism.
No, we have the ability to do the education because of Black people. And if somebody says, well, why feminism isn't doing this, it's because if anybody up there is stumping in the feminist movement, I asked the question, how has the feminist movement benefited Black women in the past and today? It has not. I have proven that with facts and statistics that Black women still have problems with, whether it's giving birth, whether it's wages, mass incarceration, which means that is less Black men for Black women to marry, or their man or their husband is taken away from them, thrown in jail or killed. So feminism has not helped the Black society. Damn sure didn't help Black women. What it is a distraction that is causing gender wars. And we already have issues going on within the Black community ourselves.
Feminism is not causing gender wars. Men are causing gender wars, because men are always saying that women should be submissive, because men are sitting there creating children and they're leaving them, because men are not leading in the Black community. That's where the gender wars come from in the Black community. It has nothing to do with feminism.
Well,
feminism doesn't make Black men go to jail. It doesn't make Black women commit crimes.
No, but feminism doesn't help prevent it either.
But guess what? Feminism is about
Black people help. Black people are out there together protesting against police brutality.
Are there only Black people that are out there? Because white people are out there too.
Yeah, you see a lot of the white feminists out there because, of course, like always, they like to come and they like to hijack what we're doing so they can get a piece of the pie of what.
I haven't seen any single protest going on right now with George Floyd that was set to push any type of white agenda. People are coming out there. Everybody is coming out there because they're against racism.
Who is a wealthy white man who is, and the leaders of Black Lives Matters are LGBT. So not only do you have white supremacy in these organizations that create these organizations, you also have another strong organization that just trumped the feminist movement, is the LGBT movement and organization that infiltrates our movement as well. You also have Antifa that's out here in the protest, infiltrating these protests. Everything that we fight for, anytime, listen, Black people just started rioting in the 60s. You could count on 3 fingers the riots, how many riots we had. We had 3 in the 60s and the 90s and today. And everything that came out of that, white people get scared. White people get scared. And I always ask people, and this is a question I'm asking now, because we have all these allies worldwide, even though there's more Black people worldwide, but we are less here in America. But in America, and every time we have an uprising and rioting here in America, white people get scared and they want to become our allies. What if you so much want to understand and you didn't know and you want to help? Then are you going to support Black power? So I would ask a feminist, I would ask a Black white feminist, I would ask a white man, I would ask anybody who's non-Black, do you support Black power? Because if you don't, then you do not support me. I'm not talking about feminist power, Black women liberation power. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Black power, because if we don't have Black power, we don't have nothing.
Well, there are plenty of white people that support Black Power. So there are plenty of white people that support Black Power. There are plenty of white people.
Have you heard a white person say Black Power? I support Black Power.
Yes, I have.
Who?
People that I have grown up with, that I've known my whole entire life. People that interact in, submerged culture community.
They said Black Power.
Yes, they do.
Why would they say Black Power?
Because they support and they stand up for the rights.
Do they know what Black Power mean and where it came from?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Do you know where it came from?
Yes, I do.
Who?
From was it Marcus Garvey or Huey P. Newton? I think
it was Kwame Nkrumah, also known as Stokely Carmichael. He coined the term Black Power because he said a white man who wants to lynch me, that's his problem. But a white man who can lynch me, that's my problem. Because now he has power to do so, whereas I don't. So I need Black Power. So that's where that coin came from. Martin Luther King got scared when Stokely Carmichael started coining that. And they kind of broke off, and then he went on with the Black Panther Party. But again, if you're not out for Black Power, that's Black politics, that's political power, economic empowerment, then you're not for Black people. And a white feminist because white women created the feminist movement, they were never for Black Power. That includes white women. Never, and they never will be, because that's going to cut in their power, because they damn sure don't want a Black woman to be even equal to them, and they definitely don't want a Black man to surpass them, because they're trying to surpass that white man.
Well, I get the point that you're making.
Wait, we don't got to take questions too.
I know, that's why I'm like,
can somebody come on and give us the question, because we're going on 2 hours. Tired.
We can go into the closing statements now. We started off with Lady Dana, so we'll start off with Lady Robbie. Let me get my timekeeper up here. Timekeeper, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. Give me 7 minutes on the clock, please. Closing arguments. Lady Robbie, you up.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, feminism has opened doors and open conversations for Black men, Black women, white men, and white women. You may not think that feminism helps you in any capacity, but feminism has helped a lot. As I told you, feminism has helped with fathers' rights movement. It has helped create paternity leave. It has helped get women into Congress. It has helped increase the workforce, which has helped increase our economy. People can think that because I'm Black and I support what feminism has created, that I'm whitewashed and I've been, deluded to believe like white people believe. That's great if you think that way. The funny thing is, maybe more Black people should start thinking like white people, since white people have all the power. See, people will say that I'm caught in emotions and I'm caught in feelings or what have you, and that's perfectly fine. At the end of the day, though, we were slaves with no voice, slaves kept in chains, beaten, families stripped away. That's not the choice. That's not the situation that we are in right now. Right now, we choose to walk away from each other. Right now, we choose to fight each other. There are plenty of Black people that run around screaming Black power and talking about how they want to uplift, mobilize, improve, progress, and advance the plight of the Black man and woman. But the reality is, it starts in the home. We can't sit there and say that we're given subpar healthcare, but continue to do things that put us in the vulnerable state. You can't sit there and further bad dietary habits, bad living situations, bad educational choices, bad choices with who you choose to sleep with, bad choices with how you choose to invest your money, and then blame that on somebody else. At some point in history, you have to say, hey, this is not working for me. This is not working for us. And what do we do? And just because you believe in the ideals of feminism doesn't mean that you have to hate men. It doesn't mean that you're signing up for a gender war. It simply could mean that you love men and you want men to have the same freedom as you, to fly free because it's a privilege. But no, let's just make it about, well, feminism isn't doing anything for the black men or women. It's not increasing our money. It's not increasing our education. It's not increasing our health care. But we don't really need feminism to do all of that, do we? And if we do need feminism to do all of that, the fact that it has sparked so many different liberations and movements and inspired so many means that, in fact, feminism is working. Because according to those that think feminism is horrible, we need a handout from our white mama and daddy. When black people start realizing the war is inside of you, when you let go of the norms and the mores of what society has told you and told you to aspire to, and you start aspiring to your own definition, you no longer are defined, and it doesn't matter whether feminism works for you or it doesn't work for you. What matters is what does work for you. So, like how I said, feminism has benefited mankind as a whole, in my opinion. And you don't have to agree. That's your choice because it's your privilege. And that's it in summation. I'm done.
All right, timekeeper, stop the clock. Are you ceding your time, Lady Robbie? Are you ceding your time?
Yes.
All right. Lady Dana, do you want that time?
No, because it's not going to be long. It's going to be less than 7. So
Okay. Timekeeper, give me 7 minutes on the clock, please.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, we ready? All
Can I
right.
see it?
Lady Dana, you up?
Can I see it on the screen?
Oh, you want to see the clock?
Mm-hmm.
She needs to see the clock, timekeeper.
Thank you. So we are oppressed, exploited, and denied human and civil rights. The only way to get ahead, move forward, is to gain improvement, is to come together against the enemy. Who is the enemy? The enemy is a white man. Do I hate white people? No, I don't hate anybody, but it is the truth. Here in America and worldwide, the enemy is the white man. However, let's just focus here in America. Anything that Black people sustained, they got it together. Anything that we gained, it was together. Anything that has oppressed us, it oppressed us together. Anything that was taken away from us, it was taken away from us together. Nothing that was done to us was done separately. But what they did do and succeed at, and what we need to turn around and fix, was a destruction of the Black family. And many factors played a part to that. One of those factors was the feminist movement. Because after the civil rights, you had white women and you had immigrants that benefit from all the civil rights laws and acts that were passed. And we still got the crumbs. And then on top of that, they put Black women on welfare because they sent our men to war. They got killed off. Our men and women were on heroin. They put crack in our neighborhoods and then you had women run around as crackheads, men run around as crackheads. The beginning of mass incarceration, locking up the Black men for selling drugs and Black women. And then also women gave birth to crack babies, which was the cause of birthing generations and generation of degenerates. Because if you are a crack baby, then you have all these problems that you're born with, not just physically, but systemically, because look at the environment, look what happened to our community. So the feminist movement has not helped they actually has not helped us, particularly Black women. They did have a hand in pushing the destruction of the Black family. And that is a fact. So I would never, from what Robbie did say in 1848, feminism, that term and that movement was created in 1848 to be exact, by white women. I would never, ever partake in any type of organization that is created and that is ran and led by a white man or white women, because it does not benefit me as a Black woman personally, Black women in general, or Black men or Black people as a whole. We are capable enough to create and pursue and push and fight our own agenda and our own movement. We've done it before, and we could still continue to do it now. The problem is we do need to acknowledge that it's dysfunction, that it is a dysfunction between the Black man and the Black woman. You can't blame it all on Black women, and you can't blame it all on Black men. But we have to realize that it is a breakdown, and that is the dysfunction, and that it's time for us to come together and fix it and heal and love ourselves and love each other. Because the man, when you're talking about the white man, they have freedom and rights before the white women. But the Black freedom, it was shared. Black women did not have to fight for Black men to have rights. It was done together. It was done equally. We need to get back to that love for one another and that community and an organization. We need to mobilize, and we need to organize, and we need to love one another and respect one another, because we have too many men out here that are hurting and women that are hurting, and no one is not acknowledging that pain. But we need to first acknowledge it, and we need to work on it, and we need to come together and move as a unit. Because if we don't do it now, then we will always remain at the bottom until they wipe us out completely here in America. So I do not subscribe to feminism. I am not a feminist. Feminism has never benefited or helped Black women or the Black man or Black people, period, and it never will. Thank you.
All right. That is going to conclude our debate. Has feminism benefited Black society? Now, during this time, we usually take a poll, but both debaters have to agree to the poll, or we do not do it. Both of you have to agree to it, to the poll.
Yeah, okay.
Lady Dana?
That's fine. If you want to do it, we can do it.
All right. Y'all know how we do it here.
Wait, are we still doing questions too?
Oh, yeah, right after the poll. Right after the poll, we do questions. All right. If you believe Lady Raw won the debate, put an R in the chat. If you believe Lady Dana won the debate, put a D in the chat. Put an R in the chat for Lady Raw. Put a D in the chat for Lady Dana. Come on, you slow typing ass Negroes. Let's go, god damn it. D for Dana. R for Raw. D. R. Come on, folks. D.
I know you better start having these debates at 7 p.m.
Thanks. That's a long day.
Yeah, that's right, Stoic, because you know we got people coming up in here who want to vote twice and shit with their other accounts and all so kind of nonsense. D. It's looking like Lady Dana has
Congratulations, Lady Dana. That was a really great argument that you put forth.
Yeah, same to you. Congratulations to you too. It's the first. This is the first. Well, the structured debate, I would say, like the time and stuff is the difference when you got time on the board. Yeah,
we're going to call this one for Lady Dana. Y'all Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know we take questions during this time, and y'all already know how we do it. The same way we do it all the time. If you want to ask a question, that question will be super chatted or cash apped. Because if not, I will not read it. Now's the time. If you got questions, now's the time to shoot them up. Because if not, I'm not going to keep my debaters here if you don't ask them any questions. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Let's go. All right, there's our first question. Get it up on the big board here. And the question is from Brother Roscoe. Good look on that super chat, Brother Roscoe. Brother Roscoe wants to know. Get it on the board. Brother Roscoe wants to know. It's not letting me scroll. Damn it. All right. This is for both of you. Brother Roscoe wants to know, men are supposed to be on the front lines while women stay safe in the home. Why do black women want to be fighting by the, I guess, side of black men? And he says that question is for both of you.
I don't want to really be fighting by a black man, and most black men wouldn't let me. Like, and I saw also in the chat that y'all said I was a feminist. I never told you if I was a feminist or not. I'm defending a position on a topic. Please don't make that assumption. Like, black women want to fight by black men because they feel like they aren't empowered. They feel like they have no power, so they want every bit of power that they can get. That's my answer to that question.
You want to take a stab at it too, Lady Dana, or no?
What was the question? The question was, why do black women want to be fighting by the black men or
black men?
Alongside?
Yeah.
Like right at the front.
Yes. Yes.
All right. How can I put this? Like, I'm never disrespectful to people, so don't take this in a disrespectful way. Why not? We always been by the black man's side. Honestly, that's not a good question to ask. Why do black women want to be fighting by the side of black men? Because that is our place. We are in this together here in America. Why wouldn't we? Always been there. We're by your side. You're by our side. If we walk out the house, we're likely to be killed just like you, even though you're more likely to be killed first and more so than us. But that is our place, by your side, fighting. That's how it always been since the beginning of time, and it will always be that way. Now, I thought you were saying fighting against black men, because I do see that now, but fighting by your side, why wouldn't you want that? We're talking about in a physical form, fighting against the system, fighting against white supremacy, fighting for civil rights, fighting for human rights, fighting for our children, fighting for our community. And sometimes, and honestly, the way it's going with the mass incarceration and everything else, it's not like it's a lot of black men out there. So, yeah, that was it.
All right. We got another one here from Ask a Classy Black Man, Brother Q. Good look on that $5 super chat. Q says, name the white woman that used her money to hire several black women before the vote law was passed. I don't know who he's referring that to.
I think Robbie he was referring to.
Honestly, I don't know. So I can't answer that question for you.
All right. So the answer is she doesn't know. All right, let me see what else we got here. All right, we got a question from RBR. And RBR wants to know, why do you talk about equality and then want men and women to be the same? There's a difference. I don't know who he's referring that to. Y'all gotta let me know who y'all referring the question to. Both, one person. I don't know if either one of y'all want to take a stab at that.
I mean, let's talk about it. Okay, equality. Women are looked at as the cookers, the nutritional specialists of the household. Yeah, and still, how many women are world-renowned chefs? That title is given to men. Even though women are now chefs and making their way into the industry, there's not a lot of women that have Michelin stars. That's a title only given to men simply because he's a man and he's a leader. He's forging battle in the kitchen. That's supposed to be a woman's avenue. That's where equality and equal is kind of the same, but not really. The equality is the ability of a man to do a woman's job and receive praise, and for a woman to do a man's job and receive praise as well.
Yeah, well, I would ask him. He said because that's equality, and men and women should be the same. You saying there's a difference, RBR? Okay, what is the difference now, biologically, or as far as a man role and a woman's role? There are gender roles, men and women. I don't do that cis and all those other labels. For instance, I don't change tires. You would never catch me changing a tire. If my man ain't there, or a AAA, it's just certain things that I don't do to get grease on my hands. Women should keep a house. They should know how to cook. Now, a lot of men know how to cook just as better and just as good as a woman. So there's a difference as far as gender roles, yes. But when we talk about equality, if me and you are working in the same company in the same position, why are you making more money than me? Why are you likely to be promoted than me? That's true as well. Because what? Because the director or the VP look at women and saying, well, she's going to go out on maternity leave once she gets pregnant. That was looked down upon at one point. So we should have equal rights, but there is a difference when it comes to, yes, gender roles.
All right, we got another one here from Brother Man Friday. Good look on that $2 super chat from another country. He says, are you a feminist or not, Raw?
No, not really. Not really. I live a traditional life, and I live out traditional roles every day. It doesn't bother me though if people are feminists or if they are against feminism. I believe in human rights, and I believe in the right to free speech and to have your own opinion. I don't think that people should be castigated because they believe one system over another.
I hope that answered that for you. We got another one here from Brother Q. Good look on that second super chat or third super chat, Brother Q. Appreciate that, man. Brother Q says men rights created those laws. B claimed falsely. So name the feminists who made a public speech in the USA for male paternity. An actual name.
Karen DeCrow.
I hope that answered that for you, Brother Q. All right, we got another one here. And this one is from UC South Africa, New York. Since Robbie is so progressive, what is her ideal man?
My husband. My husband, he,
Right.
God, Negroes in the chat trying to holler. They trying to holler. All right, we got another one here from RBR. Good look on that super chat, RBR. This is for both of you. He says, do you really think the racism is in the system and not the racist? And no, it's not in both. He says that's for both of you.
RBI, I can't with you sometimes. You make somebody blood pressure go up just by reading what you type. It's your opinion. It's not a fact. Yes, it's both, because racism is a social construct and people are taught to be racist. Yeah. They are taught to be prejudiced, bigots. You're taught that, as well as it being a social construct. So yes, it's both. Stop.
Race doesn't really exist. It's made up. It's made up. Because you have brown skin, you're considered black. Because someone has yellow skin, they're considered Asian. Because somebody has pink skin, they're considered Caucasian. But the reality is, when you look at the genetic makeup of each individual human being, their genetics are pretty much all the same. There is no such thing as race. So I agree with Dana on that. It's a social construct forced to make you think you're less than.
All right, we got another one up here from Brother Q. Brother Q got that money, boy. I'm telling you. He says, Robbie, out of all these white women, feminists, you can't name at least one that hired several black women. That's amazing. You can name one in your movement.
Well, as I stated, I'm not a feminist. I was here to defend the side of an argument. So, yeah, there's that.
All right. So we can scroll down to another one here. We got one from Brother Stoic. Good look on that super chat. Brother Stoic. And Brother Stoic wants to know. Hold on, I'm on the wrong damn question, y'all. My bad. Hold on. Brother Stoic wants to know, and this is for both of you, what positive impact did black feminists have? Just black feminism had. What positive impact? He said that's for both of you.
Did I go first last time? I guess it don't matter. Well, I don't like to use the word feminism because that word feminism always equates to the feminist movement, which was created by white women. So, and I do not partake in anything created by white women. But feminism means feminine power. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I love being a woman. That femininity mystique about us. There is power in being a woman. You know, we give birth to life. It's a lot of wonderful things that women could do just with our bodies. We give birth, we feed our babies from what is produced from our bodies by breastfeeding. We are nurturers, we are lovers. You know, what it has done, a lot of black women organizations were created, black women coming together, organizing, working together, you know, for the better of their community. They were married, majority of them, you know, they weren't anti-marriage or anti-man. but you have to have something of your own as a woman, just like men has to have something of their own. We don't always have to intermingle with each other. But the whole concept, when you say feminism, it always equate back to the feminist movement, which was created by white women. So I do not acknowledge it in that manner.
Yeah. What? I mean, black feminists have been supportive to black men, so that's always good, I guess.
All right, we got another one from Brother Man Friday with the kind of money that you spending up in here, Brother Man Friday. God damn it, I don't even know what that is. He said, who cleared the forests of the wild and dangerous animals? Who built the cities and tall buildings? Who went to war against the enemies, men or men?
I can't. I cannot. Your audience is interesting. They're funny.
Is that a question, or he was just typing?
Fantastic.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because
Put 'em up.
again, if
Put
you're
'em up
talking
here, I
about
read 'em.
Western civilization, you know, men built all that, clearing the forest, yada yada yada. If you're talking about African civilization, women did go to war. Yeah, there were women warriors, women leading warriors, generals. So building cities, yeah, contribute to building cities or assisting. So what civilization are you talking about, Western or African?
You might have to clarify, Brother Man Friday. We got another one from Brother UC South Africa, New York. He says, I asked about her ideal guy because I'm always curious what women who hold her views realistically expect in a man.
Well, I have a question for you, UC South Africa, and why? What do you know about my views? You have no idea what my views are. You have no idea what I believe in or I don't believe in, because this is not an interview. We are two women picking a side of a debate and we're having a conversation on it. Again, as I said during my debate, people are quick to make assumptions. You shouldn't assume what my position is or isn't. And like I said, my ideal man is my husband. So my views got me to my husband and I'm straight. Thank you for your question.
Anybody else? Because if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to let my debaters go. Y'all know I don't hold them.
He said, I'll listen to you for an hour. Are none of those views yours? Are none of those your views?
I'm defending a position. See, and that is the beauty of debate. When you are having a debate, you pick a side of an argument you want to be on. You can be for or against something and still take up for the opposite side. Or is it that you guys only want to see debates with people that wholeheartedly believe in one side or another? Unlike a lot of people, I like a challenge. I knew coming to this debate that this was going to be a hard one to defend. It's easy to tear down feminism because a lot of people hate it. It's the path less traveled that is most rewarding to me, just to see if I could do it. I'm very proud of our sister Dana and how she handled her portion of the argument, because it was really hard to find a lot of things in defense of feminism. But just because you believe or don't believe in something, it doesn't mean that the conversation doesn't bear merit and should not be had. Maybe that's the problem with our society. We can't talk about something unless that's who we are. That's very limiting.
Anybody else? Any more questions for the debaters? Are there any more? Are there any more? Yeah, I got it. I got it, brother Rob. Good look on that, man. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that cash app, brother. Appreciate that, man.
I will say this though, sexism is very real. I appreciate the people that was in the chat room, being respectful because you did say that was part of the rules. But being on YouTube, I have come up against a lot of dysfunction. Let me just say that.
Yes.
Yes, I have partaked in it, but that was more so just to defend myself. But just the initial contact with somebody and the things, and this men and women more so kind of, I always had issues with men because it is a gender war going out there between us. Why, I don't know. But it's something initially that people have to feel like they have to tear you down because of you don't align with their ideology,
Mm-hmm.
particularly when it comes to women. And this has nothing to do with the feminist movement. But I always said this, and I always will say this, and this is because my father instilled this in me. I was not born just so you as a man could value me. I was not born just so I could solely be valued by a man. And some men don't like that, but so what? I'm not dating you. You're not my man. You're not my husband. But we all are human beings and we all have our own personal opinions and our thoughts. Our bodies are our bodies. We give consent if we want to. You cannot force something onto someone, but you should show people respect. Whatever hurt that you are going through, man or women, you need to work that out. But I have come up against a lot of hostility, particularly if we're just focusing on YouTube. And that is a problem. Whether you like that person views or not, you don't know that person. But that doesn't ever give you the right to be disrespectful. And I do see that a lot.
Yes. And I really believe that's the biggest thing that holds us back as a society. It's, oh, we don't think the same. We don't agree. So now I don't like you. There's plenty of moments, even with the best of friends, even with my spouse, my family, where we don't see eye to eye on a topic. It doesn't change the bond. And that's what we have to work on is the bond between Black people. Like another conversation I would love to have, and Dana, maybe you would come on my channel and we can have this discussion. What it means to be on code. Why is everybody's definition of code different? Why can't we just talk to each other?
Right.
Well, we all don't believe the same stuff. So we're not all raised the same. We don't all come from the same social economic strata. All of us weren't raised by the same kind of people. I think what happens is, and shout out to the breakdown, a woman's perspective, for that $10 super chat. Good look on that, ladies. Yeah, we don't believe the same
Thank you.
stuff. Some of us were raised in the North. Some of us were raised in the South. Some of us were raised in the Midwest. Some of us were raised in the country. Some of us were raised in the city. So we're not all going to think alike. There's not really. You hear us speak about meeting in the middle, right? But see, there is no true middle. Okay, there's probably more of a middle with people who totally disagree, where they're totally opposite. It's probably more of a middle there than it is with people who kind of agree. Because
Mhm.
believe it or not, the people that you have the biggest problems with on media are people who used to be cool with you. It's not strangers dropping out of the sky and now y'all have beef. No, more than likely, nine times out of 10, when you have a problem with somebody, it's somebody who used to be all right with you. It was somebody who, y'all was cool. Y'all was friends. Y'all was internet buds, if you will. Those are the people you usually have problems with. You don't got, it's just like in real life. I mean, most of your enemies come from where? They come through your so-called friends. They come through the so-called people you know. It's not like you walking down the street one day and somebody just walk up out of nowhere and now they're your enemy. No, enemies come from within. And the internet isn't much different than that. You have problems with people who what you used to be cool with. You know why? Especially when you talk about black folks, because familiarity breeds contempt. Familiarity breeds contempt. Just the way it is. Shit, half of us can't even get along with the damn people that we live in the same house with. Can't even get along with the people who we live with. So we can't be shocked that we don't get along with other black folks that we don't live with. We can't be shocked, especially if we're somewhat familiar with those people. Because I say again, familiarity breeds goddamn contempt. That's just the truth. Just is. It just is. You know? I appreciate all the super chats tonight, man. You know, appreciate it. Brothers coming through, dropping coins on the chat, dropping coins on the platform. Your hard-earned pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and 50-cent pieces and those funny-looking silver dollars that they hand out now. I appreciate that, brothers. I do. I appreciate that, man. Y'all know I do. So if y'all don't have any more questions for my debaters, I'm going to let them go. I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, ladies. Lady Dana, Lady Robbie, I appreciate it. A good debate.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate you, Robbie, and Brother X, and CPT Timer.
Well, you are.
She probably took a nap too.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Lady Dana, before you take off. You were drafted because we have a debate league, and I believe you were drafted by BMT, so you're part of the league now, right?
I guess, yeah. Because I'm new to it. I'm not familiar with the leagues, but yeah, he did tell me that.
Okay, so you're part of the league, so you'll be back at some point.
Oh, okay.
You'll be back at some point because there's 6 teams. There's 6 teams in the league, so I mean you'll be back at some point, and you're welcome back as well, Lady Raw. You know,
thank you.
You're welcome back as well. Good debate. We've done quite a few of them. We've done about to date. I think we've done about 40 of them, 45 of them to date. This is only the second one that we've done with females. It's usually the brothers. So out of the 45 that we've done, this is like the second female debate. So
well,
they harder to put together because we don't want no ratchet hoes up here. So yeah, they ain't coming up here. So they're hard to put together. They are. So only particular types of ladies do we vet and let them come through. So y'all welcome back anytime. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you. And Dana, yes, it was a pleasure debating against you. I thoroughly enjoyed you today. Thank you.
Same here. I just subscribed to your channel too.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Cool.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming through.
It was fun. I mean, I think you know what, the next debate I do is going to have to be at least at 7. I can't do 9:30. It's just I get tired.
Well, you need to do it on Saturday because we do Saturday debates too, but we do those early. We usually start those around 7. Yeah, we do those like 7:30, 8 o'clock. We do those earlier.
Okay. So yeah, next time I'll be on a Saturday then. Yeah.
Okay.
And
well, you talk it over with the captain.
All right. Cool.
Go ahead, Robbie.
TP, I wanted to know what made you come up with this debate, and I also wanted to thank the timekeeper. Thank you very much for doing that.
Well, I've been doing this for a while now. I've been doing these debates. I've been hosting these debates for like about 4 or 5 months now. So, you know. And the reason why I'm doing I'm throwing in the female debates, because that's what the brothers been asking for. You know, they're like, oh, X, you gotta get some girls up there, you know. So I mean, that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to get the brothers what they want to see, you know. So like I said, this is only, I've been trying to get some female debates going for like 3 months, and I just got one going last week, and like I said, y'all are the second one. So, you know, I'm trying to mix it up, you know, get the brothers a few different looks. Far as the topics, I work with other brothers on the topics. You know, shout out to my boy BMT. Once again, he helped me set up this female debate. He helped me set up the last one too. So I had some help with you know, from brother BMT as well. So he helped me put this debate together just like he did the last one. You know, he knows more women than I do. So, you know, that's how that works. So he helps a brother out and you know, make sure the ladies come through. So that's how that happened. You know, BMT did most of the footwork on this one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but I had fun. I enjoyed it.
Can you
Well,
ladies drop links in the chat, or can somebody drop their links in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I want to really thank you for having me on your platform. This was a very new format for me. And I want to thank you guys for a very warm welcome. I know everybody didn't agree with my point of view and my talking points, but it still overall was definitely a growing experience. And it was better than I thought it was going to be. I was so nervous. So nervous.
mm.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I was nervous too. And at the time thing, I didn't realize like that really threw me off because I'm not used to that. You're just used to just talking. But yes, it's different, but it's a learning experience, which is good.
yeah, we do it. We try to keep it. We try to keep it by the clock. You know, we try to let it have some degree of structure to it. Rapid fire is different. That's when we let the debaters go ahead and just, you know, go ham, go back and forth. You know, but the rest of the part of it, we try to keep it within a time frame, so people aren't talking over each other outside of the rapid fire round. One person talks, they have X amount of minutes, they shut the hell up. Let the next person come on and talk while the other person shuts the hell up. So,
Right.
I mean, it just seems better like that. And we get to hear both of you. We get to hear both debaters. It's hard to hear when both of you are talking at one time. So what it forces you to do is take your argument and compress it.
Right,
Because
exactly. Yeah, so that's I'm like,
5 minutes seems like
I'll
a
hold it
long
to the
time,
next
but really
round.
it's not. Yeah. Yeah, it forces you to compress your argument. So you gotta get in, make your point, and get out. So the next person can come in, get in, make their point, and they get out. You
Right.
know, so it forces you to think, you know, it forces you to think with some degree of structure and also speak with some degree of structure because you don't have a lot of time.
Yeah. No, it was fun. I really
So
enjoyed myself, but it was different. So yeah, I needed to get that different type of debate, quality. So it's, you know what, it reminds me of Sonetta, what he does
mhm.
a little bit. But yeah. No, but thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It was fun. I'll definitely be back.
Absolutely.
And then
Of
Robbie,
course you're gonna
we
of
need to
course you're
do
gonna be
something
back.
as well.
You're part of the
Yeah.
league. You're part
Yeah.
of the league. You have to come back. You gotta come back.
Thank you to the timekeeper and BMT as well. So
Yeah.
You guys,
I
really
appreciate
happy.
I appreciate you too, Lady Danielle. You know,
So,
I I won't hold it against you for being late, but
Somebody is asking for a moderator to put our links in the chat.
I did put it in there.
I put mine too, and it didn't show up. I don't know.
I thought
yeah,
did mine
yeah.
show up? Oh, wait a minute. Let me try it this way then. A second.
go ahead, put put it back in a private chat. I'll put it up there. Just put
Oh,
your Put it in a private chat. I'll put it up there.
Okay. Let me put this one.
Y'all got me up late tonight.
All right, I'll just put it in a private chat too. Somebody about to get in trouble with their husband.
I know. I'm looking at the time like,
Hey, what the hell she doing?
Look, when feminism ain't that serious. Oh, man.
All right, y'all. That's damn, I forgot to write her name. I'll do it next time. All right, y'all. This is Lady Robbie's channel here that I'm putting in the chat.
Oh, my husband take. Oh, do you? I guess people can't. You don't have it to where you could put the links. You have to put the link, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The old
That's why.
T.P.O.T chat room is very stringent. It's a
Okay.
very stringent
I was wondering
thing.
why I didn't show up. That's why. Okay.
Right.
Very stringent thing. There's Lady Robbie's channel, y'all. And this is Lady Dana's channel. I'm about to put in right now. For y'all folks who wish to subscribe. For you folks who wish to subscribe, Lady Robbie's channel is in there. Lady Dana's channel is in there as well. Moderators, if you would be so kind to kind of spam it a few times for each one for the brother, I would appreciate it.
Dana, they said you come and you rearrange the furniture, honey. You tell people, that ain't gonna work. That's funny.
Yeah, well, they used to, these like my diehard fans that you see here now, these 30, 40 people that's here. These people have been following me ever since I had like 5 subscribers. So,
yeah, I
they're
mean,
used to
when the
seeing it
men
a
come
certain
on,
way.
it's like more views. So, yes, y'all need to come and show more support when the women come up on here now.
Yes. It is so cool, though.
Quality.
Yes, equality. Yes, it is so cool though to meet this group of people on YouTube. I didn't really think y'all existed. It's nice to have like just regular conversations with people because it is hard to do that, and it is hard to find a space for that. It's not like it's as well promoted as
Black YouTube.
Mm-hmm. As the mess. So I'm glad that, I made my way over here with people that like to talk.
No, it gets very nasty and ratchet in Black
here.
YouTube.
Yes.
Who is that? BMT?
I think so.
Yo, I was watching.
Good night.
I was watching Frozen too.
Oh Lord.
But I'm so proud of y'all girls. Y'all made me proud of y'all because y'all. You know what X do? He allow y'all girls to go out there and be strong. And I'm proud of y'all.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah. I never really listen to women talk, but y'all, I actually listen to y'all talk.
Thank you, BMT.
Thank you.
We might as well go back to sleep. All right, so that's it.
Yes.
Pretty
Good night,
much.
everybody. Thank you.
Turn on this goddamn
Peace.
Little Mermaid.
Thank you, guys. Everybody have a good night.
Yes, good night.
Peace, Lady Dana. Peace, Lady Raw.
Peace, peace.
Good night, BFT. Good night, T.P.O.T. You guys have a great night.
Oh no, we gonna do the after party. It's time
Peace.
for Exodus.
Peace, Lady Danielle. You need to be my timekeeper for the next female debate I have up here, Lady Danielle.
I had a call.
Promise. I don't know.
Listen, I had a call Curling.
Yeah, after I had to call George, we know her ass was asleep. I'm telling her.
Honey,
Hmm,
that was my bad. That was my bad. I was like, oh
hmm,
shit.
hmm.
I'm so sorry. Never again, but I got y'all. I'll put alarms and stuff on, so I will definitely be here next go round. This is great though.
All right. I appreciate it, Lady Danielle. I do.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good night.
Peace.
Peace. Well, X,
Brother BMT, what's good with it, man?
X, I think you're onto something. Having women get up there and talk and not be all crazy and stuff. You have a gift. You have a gift, X. Only you can do it.
Mm,
And I mean it was good that we had some birth sides about feminism. I know us
mhm.
men, we always have our opinion about women and their, what they think about feminism. But I think that's good that we got to hear both sides and men get to make a discernment. I learned some stuff I never knew. Did you know that stuff about feminism? I didn't know that.
No. Well,
But
as a dude, you don't really think about feminism. I mean, while they were debating, because my wife was in here listening with me. I
mhm.
mean, she has a better understanding of freaking feminism than I do. Like, I mean, what the hell I know about feminism? I only know it. I only know about it on the surface. You know what I'm saying? I only know
Mhm.
about the surface things of feminism. Women they know more about that shit, man, because it's about them.
It is. It is about them.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my wife was sitting out there talking about feminism. She was doing most of the talking. I was just listening.
That's the
I
beauty of us, man. We
was just listening.
we just listen and drink and smoke our cigars and shit. Hell,
Yeah,
I
pretty much. That's what I do. Smoke my damn cigars and be like,
you
okay.
know, and we had Michelle had hit me up, and hopefully we get more females to want to join in, and we'll find some way to mix it up. We have some interesting uh things. How about we do a debate about the pygmies?
Mm.
The pygmies.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We can
Ugh.
do that, man. Because, like
I
I tell everybody, I don't mind the girls coming on and debating. I don't mind it. It's just that, like I was telling the ladies earlier, like we don't do a lot of ladies debates because they're hard to put together. Because see, you don't want ratchet hoes on the jump off. You don't want them up here. So you try to find some women that's gonna come up here and talk decent, use good vernacular and verbiage and vocabulary. They ain't gonna be up here yelling and screaming and calling each other bitches and all this kind of nonsense. You want them to come up here and discuss the issues, discuss the debate topic. You don't want it to turn into some crazy fucking cat fight, and if you get certain types up here, that's what it's going to turn into. That's what it's
Yep.
going to turn into, man. So, I don't want that shit on my channel. Yeah, that shit I don't want on my channel. But I don't have a problem with two women coming up here intelligently debating, even if I disagree with both of them. Even if I disagree with both of their talking points, I don't have a problem with two women coming up here debating because, see, I put the same rules on them that I put on the brothers. 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. All right? I mean, we going to follow the rules. I make them follow the rules. And likewise, I expect my chat to follow the same rules that they follow with the brothers. Because I put the ladies under the same rules. I don't make no exceptions for them, because they're girls or no shit like that. You got time restraints, and like I was telling what's her name earlier, she wanted to address the chat at the beginning of the debate. I was like, no, we don't do that till the end, so ain't no bending of the rules or doing shit different. Nope. You want to be on here, you're gonna follow the same rules that the brothers follow. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And they seem to be able to do that. So there it is. There it is. They come up here, follow the rules of the debate. They get to throw down. That's it. No big deal. I don't mind it at all. I really don't.
And I'm looking for more females. And we want you folks to know, uh, X and I are being very particular about his platform, about the females that we let on, because
Oh yeah.
hey,
Cause BMT, I've had some people suggest some females to me before,
no.
and the females they sent my way. I was like, man, them hoes are not coming on my shit.
Uh-uh.
Notice you haven't seen them.
No, no,
Hell no.
no,
Hell no.
no. We are fine. Listen, y'all. The women that X has been showcasing, they have been using decorum. They've been
Mhm.
civil,
Yep.
respectful of his
Yep.
platform, and we're trying to keep that where we have civil debate where they can imagine it like Cesar Ali, goddamn FBLA discipling goddamn debates. Like you wouldn't see her being ratchet, so don't expect X to have any ratchet women come on here and any of that stuff.
Nope.
That's just I specifically look for women that are going to be respectful to, and they haven't even been attacking you men. So that's saying a lot. None of these women have been attacking you men, and we're also looking for we right now. Hopefully, we can get Sister George here more often. Shout out to her. Um, I know she definitely wants to do it. So we're trying to get a cemented timekeeper for the females, other than the males, and we
Mhm.
also want to make sure we have females here that can actually properly uh, critique their words and not be belligerent and stupid.
Exactly.
That's what we would like. We want X's platform to be professional. So, brothers, I know
Mhm.
y'all want to see some ratchet, cursing and all that stuff. And all that.
Nope.
Stop. No. Okay?
Nope.
So I don't want.
Not here.
And I've seen some people send me messages. X. I ignore them. I'm not going to even bother those type of women. Not to destroy my brother's platform.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to even do it. So.
Yeah, that's what I was telling the ladies. I said, we be trying. I mean, I'm trying to get female debates for months because brothers have been asking me. They're, oh, X man, there's some girls on there. But a lot of the girls that they were mentioning were like, hoes that I don't want on my shit. They ain't coming on my shit. if you gonna if you gonna send me some names, you gotta send me some names of some chicks that I'm actually willing to have on here. I mean, you can't just send some old ratchet old man. No. Cause I already know what that shit gonna devolve into, man. You already know what's gonna happen. And I don't want that on my channel. I don't put up with that shit from the brothers. I'm not putting up with that shit from the chicks either. I'm not. They are under the same guidelines and rules and regulations up on here that the brothers are under. We make no concessions because they're girls. No. You get up here, you're going to do shit the way the brothers do it or stay the fuck off. That's pretty much it. Follow the same rules, same time limit, same everything. Nothing's different. We ain't doing it no different. We ain't giving you extra time. We ain't doing nope. We ain't doing none of that shit. You're gonna follow the rules just like everybody else. Come up here, make your case, and try to win your debate. And at the end of the night, the audience will tell you if your black ass won or lost. That's it. That's how it goes. Those are the rules. This is the league. Well, this wasn't officially. I can't even really consider this a league debate, can I? Well,
No,
I guess I can't
uh-uh.
even. I don't consider these debates league debates. When the girls go, I don't consider them league debates. I really don't. I don't they're not part of the league.
No, they're not. I mean,
Well,
someday,
Dana. Well, ain't Dana one of your wild cards? She's on your
yeah,
team, is she not?
yeah, Dana is one of my wild cards. Dana's one of my wild cards, and Michelle is her sub. But
Oh,
like I
okay.
said, um, I think the main thing about it is and like I said, I do have it open for females to debate on my team.
Mhm.
And also I do also encourage other captains, if they are successful, I challenge y'all to recruit a female on y'all team. That way it'll
Mhm.
also open up other branches of what y'all can talk about to have a female on your team. Not I
Mhm.
mean it's not about brute strength. It's about brains. And as you see, the women that we're talking to, they are very well equipped at acquiring analytical data. Um so I definitely like I said, I'm always open to recruit subs for female subs for the team. And X, I don't think X has a problem. Um, X, I don't. X does not have a problem if any females are listening. For y'all to participate in the debate, it's not just for men. I repeat, the debate is not just for men. So
Yeah, but I put that call sign out there a long time ago. I mean, I'll say it again. I mean, I don't have a problem with the ladies coming on here debating in the digital squared circle. It just got to be, got to be some decent women that's gonna come up here and not act a damn fool and
uh,
get thrown up off of here. That's
y'all,
all.
y'all, y'all. So y'all hear that? Y'all hear that now? So
Throw it up off of here.
y'all hear that? So y'all women, Classic Ruby, I challenge you to join. Who else we have? Kendra D. We also have Sister George. I what that damn that girl Jessica X. Uh, whoever y'all want to call, whoever y'all want to
Yeah,
call, fine. Whoever y'all want to call, as long as they can critique their words and not be belligerent, they're welcome to the league. I have three females, and you heard from two of them so far already on the league, and I'm looking at a third one. So I I will I'm
yeah,
going I'm stay recruiting.
yeah. Just let me know because see, if someone else picks up a female, because you got Dana as one of your wild cards, right? So
Yep.
if they got a female, if they want to do a debate, they have to let their female go against your female wild card. That's how that works. You know,
Mm,
I don't,
mm.
I don't, I don't know if you want to. I mean, I guess we can do some co-ed debates. If people are willing. I mean, but you know,
See, that's the thing. That's why I like it, because that's different. They're so used to just going at it with just the men. They can't just go at it with. It's not going to be easy to do that with the female. See, that's one of my main things why I don't mind having the women. But I mean, other than using said talking point, you got to attack them with facts. And as you've seen, these girls are dropping down historical data and time and marks and all that. These
mm,
girls, they study. They study days at a time for these debates.
mm.
So, captains, you might want to start looking for some people that can drop this type of effort. This is the stuff that helps you win the debate, really.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna start moving down the league. Team Fantastic, we're gonna buy them. We're gonna put them on a buy this week. Jay Shine too. I think that we probably should put your team on a buy too, because y'all have been, those three teams have been pretty prolific in the league. Team Jay Shine, Team BMT, Team Fantastic. So I gotta get with Team AJ, Team Trey, and Team Ramil to see, what they want to do, who they want to throw down with, and who they want to call out. And well, last night, brother Jay Shine called Team Ramil out, but I told Jay Shine that we want to try to move down the league. But see, brother Jay Shine don't give a shit. He'll debate every goddamn week if there's one to do. So I mean, we're gonna see how this works out, because like I said, I want to work my way down the league. I want to get at least one debate out of each team from here on in. You know, I don't want it to be the same three teams, you know, Team Fantastic, Team BMT, Team J Shine all the time. You know, I want to, you know, because there's three more teams in the league. So
Thank you. Please.
I want to, you know, I want to, you know, I want to mix a few folks up in there, man. You know, mix it up a little bit, man. Get a few different looks. You know, get a few different looks. So we'll see how it goes. They, I'm assuming that those brothers have been talking with their teammates. You know, I gotta get with the captains of those teams and see what's going on, man. See what we got. You know, maybe I'll hit Ramil up and hit AJ up and Trey too, and
Now,
find out,
question.
you know, what
Question.
they want to do. Go
If
ahead.
the brothers don't show up to their debate, does the other team get the point by default?
I think that's what we're gonna start doing, because
Yeah,
if I
man.
talk to you, if I talk to two captains and they say, well, my team gonna be there on Wednesday, and the other captain says my team gonna be there on Wednesday, and that other team don't show up, I'm gonna go ahead and just award the fucking win to the team that showed up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna start doing.
I
Bring
mean,
your ass.
I got people that can sub in X, but I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm taking that
Yeah,
point. I'm getting that point.
yeah.
Just
I
to
mean,
show up.
if I've spoken to you, if I've spoken to both teams, and both teams say, okay, X, we're gonna be there Saturday, or we're gonna be there Thursday or Wednesday, whatever day it is, and the other side don't show up, motherfucker, your team takes a loss.
Exactly.
Your team just gets handed an L because you didn't show up. See, you got to do it like that, because if you do it like that, guess what? Negroes will show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll show up. They'll show up.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, we gotta enforce some rules, man. You know, Negroes need rules. You
Yeah.
know, unfortunately, Negroes need rules. So we gotta enforce some rules. And at the very least, if we don't say, okay, you lose by forfeit, at the very least, some penalty has to be assigned. Either what we was going to debate about, we don't debate about that no more. We give the other team the option to debate about something else. You know, it's got to be something. You can't just not show up and nothing happens. You don't show up. You don't tell us nothing. You don't call us. You don't write us. You're nothing, but you're not penalized in no way. Because if it's a basketball game and you got the Heat versus the Clippers, and the Heat don't show up, they're going to get some type of penalty, man. It's not like they're just going to be like, don't worry about it. I mean, some type of penalty is going to be enforced for that team not showing up. They're going to fine everybody on the team, you know, something. They're going to do something to the team. So if we put a debate together and one side don't show up, man, I mean, you done just missed out on that category, because now what I'm going to do is the team that shows up, whatever category we was going to debate, they get to debate that with somebody else, and they can pick another topic to debate you on when y'all meet again. I mean, we gotta assign some type of penalty, man. We can't just let it be all right, you know, because everybody will be doing it.
Now, I have something else that I want to look at since we're here. We're noticing that the same teams keep coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, naturally in the sport, no team will play one day on Sunday, then play on Monday. No team would ever do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, if one team just finished debating, and then another team said, well, we're going to debate them too. No. You're going to go find another team to go debate. You're going to have to go find another team. We're not going to just be everybody go after BMT and Jay Shine's team. Hell with that. Y'all going to have to start going against brother. So we're going to make it fair until we're going to start making it where y'all have to mix and mingle. You have to mix and mingle. No, no. Mix and mingle. I call that in as a captain. You cannot.
I want to mix it up. I want to mix it up, and I want to get the other teams involved.
Right.
Because here lately, it's only been, like I said, Team Fantastic, Team J Shine, Team BMT. That's what all the debates have been, you know, pretty much made of. So, like I said, I gotta get with Trey, I gotta get with Brother Ramil, and I gotta get with Brother AJ.
Mhm.
I gotta get with them. So, and also Jay Shine, Brother Jay Shine has to make two more picks because two of the people that he drafted are not available. They're not going to be able to be on the team. So he gets two more picks off of that list that's left. So he's going to have to update me on that too as well. So, and Brother Keep It Techie hit me up with a list, and I'm going to be sharing it with everybody. I haven't really taken a look at it yet because I've been so damn busy, but he sent me a bracket list, so I'm going to be sending it to all of the captains. All of the captains are going to be getting this list that Brother KIT hooked up for the league and shit. So I'm gonna send everybody a copy. Probably send it to everybody tomorrow once I take a look at it, and see what's what. Because I have to update it and award some wins, here and there. So everybody should be getting a bracket list tomorrow. All right. All right.
When I saw the video, I was deeply disturbed and extremely disappointed in what I saw. I want to say that my thoughts and prayers are with the man that was injured, and I am pleased to hear from Erie County Medical Center that he is expected
But
to make a full recovery.
there it is. I think I'm gonna wrap this up, man. And Brother BMT, man, once again, man, good look on this, man. You helped me put this shit together, man.
Anytime
I
that
appreciate it,
um,
brother. I do.
like I said, and hopefully now I think we should. Hopefully now I think our main thing. Hopefully we can get Sister George to show up more to be the timekeeper.
Yeah.
Okay, so that way we'll definitely try to get that where she can be cemented in as a timekeeper. I think she'll be really good for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap this up, folks.
For
I appreciate everybody coming out tonight, man. Yeah, peace, Brother BMT, man. I'll hit you up, man. We're wrap. Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight, man. Good shit tonight. We just wrapped up another female debate. It was pretty good too. It was pretty decent, man. Y'all say that Dana took the W up out of here, so I don't argue with my audience. What y'all say it is, that's what it is. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming through. And as y'all know, because I have been getting some emails from some of you good folks. You can still submit debate request. You can still say, just because we got this leak thing going, you can still submit debate requests. You can still submit debate referrals. You still can do that, folks. You still can, because people still do it. They say, well, I want to see this person debate this person. That's still on. The league, we just made it kind of formal now. People are assigned to different teams and whatnot, but you still can do it. All right. That hasn't changed. All right. And likewise, if you want to debate someone here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page, you can submit that request as well. None of that has changed. All right. All right. So that's what I need y'all to do now. Get your black behinds down to Facebook. The Facebook page is Proper the Thought Series on Facebook. That's a community page. It's not one of them stupid personal pages. Go ahead, like the page, share the page, follow the page. You can even catch it with old X down there from time to time. All you got to do is drop me a line. I'm guaranteed to get back to you within 24 and 168 hours. Also, while you're there, get your black behinds down to the Proper Thought Series fan group page. That's the Proper Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. Go ahead, request to be a member. You're guaranteed to get in there quick. I know, because I am now an admin on my own fan page. Isn't that something? Yeah. If you have any problems getting in there, just drop me a line. Don't worry about it. I'll get you in there. Don't even worry about it. It's a fan group page, so you know you got plenty of folks down there talking, running their old mouths, and you ain't got to listen to old X talk all the time because you got a bunch of folks down there running their old mouths as well. Also, check us out on WhatsApp and Instagram. That's Prophet of Thought. Leave out the series on Instagram. Go ahead, follow us on Instagram. You guaranteed to get a follow back. And y'all know we're going to end the night like this. Get your black behinds down to Twitter. The Twitter handle is at T.P.O.T Media on Twitter. That's at T.P.O.T Media on Twitter. Go ahead. Follow us on Twitter. Because if you don't, I will haunt your old black ass mama in her dreams. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I'll be floating past old mama's bed tonight. She'll wake up, she'll jump, come down into the basement where you at, and be like, oh my God, there was some guy in my room with dreads and a tie and a hat and a lock sock. Do you know that guy? Oh, that's just fucking X from T.P.O.T. I forgot to follow his ass on Twitter. I'ma follow him. I'ma follow that Negro tomorrow, boy. Because, boy, he gonna keep coming back every night, mama, until I follow him on Twitter. So once again, man, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, man. I want to thank you good folks right here, man, in this here chat room, man. The good folks always doing what they got to do, man. But most importantly, man, I want to thank you for coming out tonight, man, spending some time with us, man, watching us up in here. It's always appreciated, man. It's always good to be up here, man, with you good folks. And I want to thank my lady debaters tonight, Lady Dana and Lady Robbie and the timekeeper, Lady George. I appreciate you ladies coming through tonight. Good shit tonight. It's always a good thing. And another shout out to my brother BMT for helping me set the whole thing up and coming in tonight, man, and contributing to the conversation. All right. A few programming notes. I don't know if we're going to throw down Saturday, y'all. I don't have nothing on the docket as of yet. But y'all know how we do it here. You know, one could pop up out of nowhere. Who knows? So just look out for the thumbnail. Pay attention to the channel. You'll know what we're going to be doing. You know, by Friday night, you're going to know whether or not we're throwing down Saturday night. All right. So, with that, I will leave you with 3 words. You know, like I always do. Open your mind. The Prophet of Thought. Peace, folks.
Open your mind. Open your mind. Open your mind. Open your mind.
Join
Open your mind.
the league.
Police gave to remember the 1989 crackdown on pro-democracy protesters in China. People gathered in football fields, chanting slogans for greater democracy in Hong Kong. CNN's Christy Liu Stagg is there now. Christy?
Nick, yesterday was a significant turning point for Hong Kong, where you had thousands of protesters defy a police ban to march. Attendance at this vigil, including Albert Ho, who spoke to CNN.